All right, we've got 1 minute and we are gonna get started. I hope everybody's ready. Let's make this as fun and as pleasant as possible. Okay. We don't want no deadbeats on the we don't want no deadbeats on here. Okay. We're not gonna allow that this morning. All right. So everybody that's not happy or not joyful, what do you need? Do you need a kiss? Do you need a hug? What you need? Because guess what? We got it all, okay? And we're gonna make sure that if you need it, you can get it, okay? So we can do virtual hugs and you can get a kiss all day long, just kisses, 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 hugs. Oh my God, hug yourself and let it roll over to someone else. You don't know what it feels like when you are really going through or you just got a down day and somebody that's really joyful comes and hugs you. But not only do they hug you, man, they kind of hold on and rock you. I mean, it feels so good. So, put your smiley faces on and let me tell you something. Please, please enjoy the time that we're spending here together. Now, I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm just saying we do not know the time or the hour. Okay. So we don't have no time for foolishness or hate or envy or jealousy. We don't have no time for any of that. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to enjoy the life that we have ahead. Anybody agree with me? Can anybody say amen? I
Praise the
know.
Amen.
Lord. Amen,
I
Dr.
know.
Ross.
I mean,
Amen.
I want
Amen.
I
Amen.
want to
Amen.
enjoy life,
Amen,
now.
Dr. Ross.
We're all somewhere between 50 and
Yes, yes,
80. You
yes.
know what I'm saying? So
Amen.
at this
Yeah.
We're
point,
almost
guess
there.
what we want to do? We want to travel. We want to
Yes.
enjoy life. We
Yeah.
want to meet new people,
Yeah.
and look, we just want to be irresponsible to ourselves, not to anybody else, but only to ourselves. And that, let me tell you something, it is truly, truly great. Now, one of the things that we do is we do take pictures. Anyone that does not have our background, go into the chat. It's in there. Please download it and put it up. One of the things we're going to do after prayer is, before we get started, is take pictures. If you do not have a background, you will not be in the pictures because we will put you in the back office until we take the pictures and then we will bring you back. So please go into the chat and
Wasn't
download the
there
background.
was the last time I saw it.
Okay, so we're going to have everybody to mute yourself and we're going to turn it over to not to Jasmine, to Ann.
Margaret Thorley's mission is clear: to inspire and empower single fathers and men, guiding them to excel in their roles as dedicated parents and influential leaders within their communities. CEO of Let's Change Your Life with Margaret Thorley. Award-winning business startup trainer, a trailblazing entrepreneur and celebrated author known for her multiple award-winning books. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Margaret Thorley.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Lovely to have all of you here. So you are very, very much welcome today. And just like Pastor Dorothy said, let's relax and have an amazing time. Okay, now our next step, we are going to call Grace Blackwell to lead us into a prayer. Grace, are you here?
Yes, I am, Margaret. I'm here. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
let's come before the Lord. Dear God, our creator and sustainer, from whom all blessings flow, we thank you for journeying mercies for those who safely arrived in Atlanta. We thank you for this opportunity to join them on Zoom for this Unity in Service platform. You are able to do immensely more than all we ask or imagine. And now we ask you for everyone's success as they speak on this amazing platform. Elevate our authority and expand our networking as we show love and respect for one another. May we give you the glory and honor in everything we do. In Jesus' precious and holy name. Amen.
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 Praise be to God. Amen. Thank you so much. Right now, we are going to, how are you feeling? Come on, some excitement. Come on, just wave your, come on. That's it. How you feeling? Nice and warm. Right now, that's it. Come on, Pastor Jacqueline. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure. We going Jacqueline Lulu, are you here with us?
Yes, I am. I am right here.
Come on down. Take it away.
All right, all right. How is everyone doing? What a fabulous day. Let's all give one another some love. You know, gotta feel the love, gotta feel the love, the love, the love. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and I just honor everybody, especially our host, Dr. Patricia Rogers, and the entrepreneurs living the dream. And so we're just so grateful to be here today. And I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about the innovation. And I want us to take and think about innovation, not necessarily from where we look at technology and things that advance in the world, but I want you to think about the innovation of yourself. And what if you had your own personal innovation code? So I'm going to talk about innovating. I'm going to talk about integrating. I'm going to use some technical terms. And then I'm going to talk about swimming. And I'm going to talk about swimming in the blue ocean. So, my topic is the innovation code, but I want us to make sure that as we are innovating ourselves, we are designing blue oceans for our life, our leadership, and our legacy. Can we do that? Give me some love if that's something can you think you could do that? All right. Now, did you know that innovation begins where it breaks? When things break, that is the prime opportunity for innovation. So I'm just going to let that settle for a second. Because, see, innovation doesn't start when everything is working perfectly. Otherwise, you wouldn't need to innovate. But innovation begins when things break. Now, I use these terms because for 40 plus years, I lived in a world of systems, technology, executive leadership, and strategy. I led teams, managed multi-million dollar budgets, and helped companies innovate on every level. But here's some real truth. While I was leading, building systems with blue ocean strategy, and I'm going to get to that a little deeper, for everyone else, you know how you're doing something for everyone else? You know what? My own internal system was breaking down. Think about your own internal system. I was performing excellently. If you have the education and the know how, you're going to show up in excellence, but not feeling whole, not being that whole person. I was producing results, but I was losing myself in the process. Can you imagine innovating for great things, for everything else except for yourself? So there came a season, and I'm not going to paint it pretty because it wasn't, when it felt like my life, my family, my ministry, and my career all collided together, but not in a good way, bursting into flames. I was a global C suite executive with a title, but you know what? In other areas at home, as a mother, I was literally praying over a number of disasters in my life. At that time, I was newly married for the second time, but I was a woman that was emotionally unfit for those vows that I had just taken. Why? Because I was not healed from past trauma. I needed that upgrade. I needed the innovation of moving into who I was really truly meant to be. Now, I was ministering, teaching faith, but privately, I was asking God, Lord, where are you in the midst of all of these storms? Everything I had built began to crash. And that's when I learned something very sacred. Innovation is not always about upgrading technology, it's about transforming the soul. When my systems failed, heaven whispered and said, stop trying to reboot the old system. It's time to build something new. That was the beginning of me creating an innovation code for myself, not just for my career, not just for business, not for ministry, having everything sort of in separate compartments, but for life as a whole. So, innovate. Sometimes God allows a crash to create new capacity for you. I had to learn that the innovation doesn't necessarily come from comfort. It comes from sometimes collision. Everything that fell apart in my life wasn't a punishment. Sometimes we think it is, but it's not. It was a preparation. Because when you have lost what you thought made you powerful, notice I said what you think makes you powerful, you discover what actually is power. So, innovation for me meant asking new questions. What if my pain is not a setback, but it's a seed for growth? What if the breakdown is just the birthplace of a breakthrough? What if what I lost was only making room for who I was becoming? That's when I stopped living in the maintenance mode. Sometimes we can get there, and began creating again. I wasn't just fixing things, I was rebuilding with revelation. Innovation has to come with a revelation. Now, this is not about religion, but I know just about everyone has heard this scripture. It's in Mark 2 and 22. And it says, you can't pour new wine into old wineskins. If you do, they're going to burst. So I realized that for years I had been trying to pour my divine purpose into a life that was really designed for performance. But God was saying, you can't hold this next level that I'm taking you to in that old mindset. So the innovation begins when you stop patching what's broken and you start designing what is possible. That's where I began planning my next, but this time, guess what I was using? Heaven's blueprint. Integrate. That's another. Integration happens when you stop compartmentalizing your power. While in my corporate life, I didn't necessarily leave and just forget about what my job was in technology. But you know what I was beginning to do? I was beginning to re-image what it meant to live with purpose. For years, I had separated my worlds: the corporate world, the ministry world, the wife world, the mother world, the mentor world, each in their own lane, never allowed to come together, integrated. And when they're integrated, you begin to see light, peace, joy, ease, and flow. So I realized something. I don't need balance. I don't subscribe to it. Some people say balance, work life balance, this life balance. I don't believe in balance anymore. I believe that we need integration in everything that we do. Just like those systems integrate together, guess what? Our life has to integrate together. And when I allowed the boardroom and the prayer room to meet, when I brought faith into the strategy and grace into the governance, I became something new, a whole woman. That's when the innovation code became more than just a concept that I had used many times. It became my compass. It's built on three things. One is values, what grounds you. Vision, what guides you. Voice, what grows you. Because when your values, vision, and your voice align together, clarity flows, and clarity is power. They say knowledge is power. Well, you know what? With that knowledge, you better have clarity, because there's where the real power is. So integration taught me that the version of me that survived every test, every trial, and every tragedy wasn't to break me. It was becoming something new. Every piece of my story, even the painful ones, became part of that heaven's blueprint. Because nothing in God's design is wasted. The same innovation that built systems in Fortune 500 companies, leading engineers, well, now in this version is now building souls, restoring women, transforming ministries. That's what I call divine integration. So you can have all the other integrations, but do you have divine integration where everything you are finally comes together and it starts to make sense? So now you heard me talk about the blue ocean. Swim. What does it mean to swim? When you stop fighting for space, you start creating it. See, blue oceans are going and looking at markets that are not tapped into. It's really the innovation side of it. The red oceans are saturated. Now, after innovation and integration, that's where your freedom comes. And you can jump out into that blue ocean. And now you can really, truly start innovating and tapping into things that nobody else is doing. Don't follow the crowd. Yeah, the herd is going this way. But you know what? You don't have to have the money that the 1% or the 1% of the 1% have to be a 1%er. It's not about money. It's about your innovation. It's about, where are you? Are you swimming where it's crowded, or are you over here with new horizons, building new things? Are you thinking differently? Because once I stopped trying to fit into the red ocean of competition, performance, and people pleasing, I finally discovered that my blue ocean was a place of peace, purpose, and power. So in business, remember that the blue ocean strategy teaches you to leave the crowded markets behind and create your own lane. Don't be afraid of it. In life, it means stopping the striving for acceptance and starting to flow with your divine assignment. So I look back and realize I had eliminated what no longer served my peace or my purpose. I reduced what drained my energy. Crowded places are going to drain your energy. I raised what aligned with my calling, and I created what didn't exist. Well, what was that? My company, Revolution Ascension, LLC. That didn't exist. That way of thinking didn't exist. I heard people talking about a lot of good stuff, but guess what? They weren't saying the things that I was saying. And then from there, I created the Ascend Her Academy. Well, what's that? It's exactly what it says. It's ascending to your highest self, but it's doing it from a limitless mindset. I stopped trying to be seen and I started standing in my own light. And that's when I began to swim freely in the purpose that God created for me. So remember, the blue ocean is where faith fuels innovation, where strategy meets spirituality, where grace becomes your growth plan. That's the rhythm of my life. And now, no longer striving, but swimming. And you know, the buoyancy, you get buoyancy. And how many people know that when you are in the deep ocean, how many know that you get buoyancy, that you don't get swimming in a pool or in a lake? That's fresh water. You don't get that same buoyancy. In my closing, I invite you to reflect on your own blue ocean. Because after this, you're not going to be, after entrepreneurs living the dream, you're not going to be in the red, crowded space anymore. So I appreciate everyone being here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. I appreciate you. Please do not forget when you finish speaking to put your contact details on the chat. Okay.
Thank you.
But so if anybody else hold up, do not put any of your contact details when somebody is speaking. That'd be absolutely fantastic. I want to stop just a few seconds before we call the next speaker. You know, the Bible says we must give honor where honor is due. Now, I think Dr. Patricia Rogers deserves a warm welcome and a say thank you. Let's just give her that. Dr. Patricia Rogers, when you watch this, we want to say we love you. We appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to call the next speaker. Is Ivan? Is Ivan here? Okay, we're going to
No,
move to
she did not answer, but hold on one second before you call another speaker. One of the
okay.
things that I want everybody to understand, and I've already said it, if you look into the chat, you will definitely find the background. Everybody on the team should always, always be visible, be seen, and have your backgrounds, okay? While someone else is speaking, as Margaret Thorley said, please do not put any information in the chat. It is a big distraction. Once they complete it, that's fine. Okay. So I want to make sure that after the next speaker, Jasmine or Ann, we take pictures of the whole platform. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, Pastor Dorothy. And actually, you are our next speaker. So let's welcome Pastor Dorothy down.
Wow. How did that happen?
Wow.
Wow. Okay. All right. So I did not prepare anything, but the Bible tells us that be ye ready at all times. One of the things that I love to talk about all the time is how to live your best life. Okay. how to create your own world by your own desires, not by what anybody else is telling you to do. Sometimes we miss the life that God intended for us to have because we're busy with our ears open, receiving what everybody else is saying. And we want to make sure that we are definitely listening to what God says. In Jeremiah, it says that God has a plan for us, not man. It says God has a plan for us. And because God has a plan for us, guess what? We want to make sure that we're following that plan step by step. Now, you may say, well, how do I follow the plan? Or I don't know what the plan is God has for me. As a matter of fact, I don't even know what his voice sounds like. I don't know when God is talking to me. Well, look, here's the thing. All you have to do is make sure when you want to hear what God has to say about you, get into a quiet place. Where's your quiet space in the house? Is everything in your house in a clutter? Okay. Is it all disarranged? Okay. No, I doubt that very seriously. So pick a space where you go. I don't care if it's sitting on the floor. I still sit on the floor. It could be in a chair, it could be in your closet, wherever you desire to meet God. And instead of praying, we pray, but at this particular time when you're trying to hear God's voice, you want to begin to have a conversation with him. Okay? My conversation is something like, "Hey, God, I especially if I messed up something or I stepped into something that I shouldn't have without consulting him. I make sure that I come and I say, God, I messed up. I'm so sorry. I didn't consult you. I was in such a hurry. I just sped off with what it was that I wanted to do. And I'm asking you to forgive me. Now that I've done that, now I want to ask him to step in and fix it for me. And because that's what we do. When we mess up, we don't consult him ahead of time, but after we mess up, we call him to come in and straighten everything out. And then sit, pause, and meditate and wait to hear what it is that he has to say. And I can guarantee you, whatever God has to say to us, whatever word that he speaks to us, is always going to be better than anything that we can come up with ourselves. Why? Because one thing that I know, when we are weak, the Bible says that's when God becomes strong. That's when he lifts us up. That is when he begins to grow us. And grow us how? Grow us in him, closer to him. We want to do that. And then when we get through doing that, we want to make sure that whatever it is that God has shared with us, we write it down. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain, that whosoever read it can run with it. Well, you want to run with it, and you want to make sure that you take actions. You can't take actions on anything that you forget or you push to the side or anything. So write it down. I have a journal and I put nothing in that journal except for everything that me and God has a conversation about or whatever I want to share with him. That is how I'm going to lead the best life. I sit down and I tell God all about the things that I want to do, all about the things that I've already done. And I'm asking him, how can I bring that unto you so that it is your will that I be the best at everything that I can do? It is your will that I live the best life that I can live. It is your will that I be healthy and I be strong, all the time. And I can do that as long as I stay connected to the one that has control over that, not man. One of the things that we do is when we get in trouble, what do? We call up a friend. Hey, so and so girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever it is, let me tell you what's going on. And then we wait for them to give us an answer. Well, wait a minute. When do we get concerned about what God has to say about our own lives? When do we get to a point where we're concerned about what's happening with us, okay? And bringing God into that so that He can guide our feet. Because the Bible says that God guides our feet, He orders our footsteps, and He sets us on the right path. It is so easy. I don't know about you, but in the chat, give me a yes or give me a no. That do you lean and depend on God? Just put a yes or a no in the chat. Do you consult Him before you make major decisions? Give me a yes or give me a no. And if it doesn't feel right to you, regardless of what everybody else is saying, you rely on God to take the lead. It doesn't make a difference what the friends are saying, what mama, daddy is saying. You let God take the lead. Give me a yes or give me a no. Now, if you said yes to all three of those, you are definitely on the right track. And I can tell you that in the next chapter of your life, it's going to be so much better than the first chapter of your life because we were just getting to know Him. We were just learning how to listen to Him. We were just learning how to obey Him. And when God speaks, I'm telling you, make sure you take action. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor Dorothy. Wonderful. Please don't forget to put your details on the chat. Okay. All right. Let's get our next speaker down. Jasmine Ofori, are you ready for us? Are you with us?
I am with you, Margaret. Am I loud and clear?
Loud and clear. Take it
right.
away, Jasmine. Please introduce your topic. That'd be great.
Thank you very much. It's good to have you all here, everybody. And I will be speaking to you today about mastering visibility in 2025. So I'll set the scene. Imagine, walking into a supermarket and seeing two loaves of bread. One is from a brand you've seen advertised everywhere, TV, social media, and even the bus stop. And then the other one is from a small local bakery that actually tastes better than the one that's more advertised, but you've never heard of it. So which one would you choose? Put a comment in the chat. Which one would you choose? The one that you've heard a lot of or the one that you haven't heard much about? What would you do? The one you've heard a lot, local bakery. Yes, the one you recognize. Gail is saying, thank you, Angelique. Fantastic. Thank you, Beverly. So it's always whichever one that you choose, it will be the one that you've heard of the most, not because it's better, but because it's visible. Visibility creates trust before people even take the first bite. And in business, it works exactly the same way. So today I'm going to share 6 strategies that you can use to stay visible, because the truth is, it's not always about the best product that wins. It's the best known. So strategy number 1 is to embrace authentic storytelling. So leverage micro communities. And by that, I mean, share real stories, because in a world filled with lots and lots of content, when you're authentic, that is where your superpower lies. Share your personal journey, your challenges and the victories that you've had. So instead of just telling your story, create a narrative that invites your audience to co-create with you. You can use interactive storytelling techniques like polls or live feedback to engage in real-time conversations. Strategy number 2 is to find and nurture niche communities where your ideal audience gathers. So it's not about the size of the audience that you have, but the depth of the connection that you cultivate. Host exclusive events or workshops tailored to the micro community. So you find out what their pain point is, what makes them tick, and what will make their day, basically, and you tailor your business and your values around that. Offer value that resonates deeply with their specific needs, which will create a loyal following. Strategy number 3, this one is a strange one or a new one, is to use AR. So AR is augmented reality. It's no longer just for gaming. In the gaming space, a lot of people talk about AR, but it's a powerful tool that you can use for marketing your business. So you can consider creating AR experiences that allow your audience to visualize your services. So for example, if you are, a virtual coach, what you could do is use this system to demonstrate what you do and showcase interactive products to leave a lasting impression on your target audience. Strategy number 4 is to create a signature challenge. By that, I mean, signature challenges are a fun way to engage and educate your audience. So if you design a unique challenge that's aligned with your expertise, make it maybe a multi-day event that encourages them to share their progress on social media, to amplify your visibility throughout their networks, then obviously you'll be known much faster and people will know more about what you have to offer. Strategy number 5 is to innovate with user-generated content, which is short for UGC. So encourage your clients to share their stories and experiences with your services. You can make it a collaborative project. So for example, create success stories, a video series featuring clients showcasing their journey and how you've helped them to, reach where they have and how they're thriving because of you. Strategy number 6 is to adopt a give first mentality. So in business, giving value upfront builds trust and credibility. Implement a give first strategy by offering things like free resources, workshops, and consultations. But make it unique to your business, make it stand out so that it resonates deeply with them. Tailor your offerings to address emerging trends as well. Don't forget about emerging trends and challenges specific to the current year. So 2025, for example, you make it specific to that. So in closing, I'm going to say that standing out in a crowded market requires you to be authentic. It requires you to engage deeply with your community, be innovative, like Jackie said before. It's amazing the message she delivered, but be innovative in your thinking and have a generous spirit, because when you give, it will come back to you eventually. It might not be from the same person, but things will work out and your business will be propelled forward. I encourage each and every one of you here to try out this strategy and see how it helps your business or your brand to grow. And I do have a free offer for you to take a visibility quiz. I'll share the details in the chat. And what this will do is it will allow you to assess how visible you are online and what you can do. I'll give you 3 tips, 3 actionable tips at the end when you get your results to see what you can do to move your visibility and brand awareness forward. So I'm Jasmine Ofori, founder of Jew Digital, a UK-based marketing agency helping coaches, consultants, and event hosts to stay visible online using digital marketing strategies tailored to their specific need. So see us as your growth partner. So we're there to help you. We're not there to dictate what you should do, but we work alongside you and we guide you all the way so that you can achieve your goals. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wonderful. Right, next now we are going to go to our next speaker. Are you ready? Jasmine again, Mickey. Come on down. Take the stage.
Thank you. Forgiveness. I once knew a woman who appeared to have an amazing life. She was 34 years old, 256 pounds, well into her career. She had a beautiful family and lots of people who loved her. Then one day, she became severely ill. She got down to 85 pounds. She had to resign from her career. She lost her family. She lost her ability to swallow anything, including her own saliva. She was placed on a feeding tube, and then eventually, by choice, she was placed on hospice care. Yes, I once knew her, because that young woman was me. My name is Jasmine Mickey, and I'm an autoimmune disease warrior. I was diagnosed with a rare autoimmune disease called dermatomyositis. It took multiple doctors and a tremendous amount of testing to figure out what was wrong with me. This disease attacked my skin, my joints, my muscles, my lungs, my heart, and my entire body was unable to function. I could not walk on my own, I could not talk, and I could not eat. I was fighting for my life. But here's what shocked me the most. The greatest battle wasn't only in my body, it was in my heart. I was holding on to unforgiveness, bitterness, resentment, anger, pain from myself and from those who hurt me. And that weight was just as heavy as my illness. There comes a point in life when we all have to experience rebirth, not just surviving, but choosing to live again, to renew ourselves. Rebirth means taking back your power and doing what's necessary to heal yourself, no matter how others may see it. Rebirth isn't just about being given another chance at life. It's about choosing to live differently, choosing to release what once held you down, and stepping into the freedom of healing. Now, I know this may sound surprising. What does forgiveness have to do with physical health? Well, the research is clear. Studies show that holding on to unforgiveness keeps your body in stress mode, flooding it with cortisol and adrenaline. That weakens your immune system and slows down healing. People who practice forgiveness experience lower blood pressure, better sleep, less pain, and here's the kicker, a stronger immune system. In one study, forgiveness exercises lowered cortisol, which is the body's stress hormone, right? By 16%. So what does that mean? That means that your body can finally shift from survival mode to healing. So as I began my healing journey, I realized forgiveness wasn't just a spiritual principle. It was a medicinal necessity. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're in a household with two other people, right? You catch a common cold. And instead of taking medicine for yourself, you decide to take it in hopes of healing the other two people. Now, what sense does that make? Everybody knows you take medicine to heal yourself. Forgiveness is the same way. You don't forgive the other person so that they can be healed. You forgive so that your body can heal, your mind, and your spirit. Forgiveness is the medicine. And when you take it, that's when rebirth begins.
I love that.
So when I finally started to release the anger, the betrayal, the why me questions, I noticed something shift. My body began to respond to treatments better. My energy slowly returned. My weight picked up. And most importantly, hope came back into my heart. Forgiveness didn't cure my autoimmune disease, but it unlocked the space for healing to begin. It lifted the invisible chains that were keeping me sick. So, how do you begin? I know forgiveness is not easy. Trust me. I've been through a lot. But let me leave you with these 3 simple steps. And they might not be simple, but this is something you can start today. 1, compassion. Forgiveness begins with seeing others as human. The person who hurt you may have been broken themselves. Now, compassion doesn't excuse their actions, but it frees you from carrying their weight. So ask yourself, what pain might have led them to act this way? 2, release. Don't rehearse. Every time you replay the offense in your mind, you're just reliving the hurt. Instead, practice releasing. When the negative thought or the feeling or the trauma comes to your mind, say out loud, I choose to let this go for my peace and my health. Even if you have to repeat it 100 times a day, your body and your mind will start to feel the difference. 3, write a forgiveness letter. Not to send it, but to release. Write everything you've held inside, your thoughts, your feelings, your anger, your sadness, your questions. And then at the end of the letter, end it with, but today I choose forgiveness. Remember, this is for you, not for them. Friends, if forgiveness could bring me from 85 pounds of feeding tube and hospice care, just imagine what it can do for you. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Come on, let's just wave some hands out there. Thank you. All right, fantastic. Now we're going to go. Please do not forget to put your contact details on the chat, but try not to put the contact details when the speaker is speaking. Okay, we show just that little love to them. Thank you so much. Now we're going straight to our next speaker. Is Raul here, Pastor Dorothy? No. Okay. All right. Never mind. We move to the next speaker. Is Jean here? Jean Collins.
Jean Cummings.
Jean Collins. Okay, you're
That's
here. All right. Thank you so much. Right. Are you ready? Come
Yes, I
on
am.
down.
All
And
right.
please give us your topic at the same time. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Thank you. Okay. My topic that I'm sharing today is called Embracing the Best You, Healing Childhood Trauma to Become the Woman You're Meant to Be. My goal is to give you hope and tools to begin stepping into your best self-confidence. I help women break free from abusive or toxic cycles and embrace the best version of themselves. My story begins, like so many others, in a house that looked normal from the outside, but inside it was filled with chaos, fear, silence, and secrets. I learned how to shrink to survive, how to read a room before I dared speak, and how to smile when I wanted to scream. Without realizing it, the trauma of my childhood became the blueprint for my relationships, my worth, and my view of the world. The past may not define you, but it can delay your future until you heal. Many of us learned early to smile through the pain, to stay silent to keep peace, and to carry burdens that were never ours in the first place. Childhood trauma just isn't what happened to you, it's what still lives inside. But healing is not reliving the past, it's about reclaiming your power. It's about giving the little girl inside of you the safety and voice she never had. What if your greatest pain is the doorway to your greatest strength? How does trauma show up in adults? Okay. When trauma is unhealed, It shows up in our relationships as people pleasing or fear of abandonment, in success as overachievement to prove worth, in our personal lives as staying small, silent, or unseen. We work confidence like armor, but deep inside we feel unworthy. We second guess ourselves. We cannot become the woman we're meant to be while protecting the little girl who was wounded. Healing does erase what happened, it transforms it. When you heal, you stop repeating cycles, you attract healthier relationships, you awaken your voice, your power, and your peace. You stop surviving and start living. I am not broken. I am healing and becoming whole. The way that you do that, the first way is through awareness. Acknowledge what happened without shame. You can't heal what you refuse to name. And that was a lot of my problem because just a personal story is I had forgotten that I grew up in a domestic violence household. I had just erased it out of my mind. The second way is awareness. Acknowledge what you happened without shame. And I think I was ashamed of it. That's why I never acknowledged it and I forgot about it. You can't heal what you refuse to name. Release. Let go of guilt and false responsibility. It was never your fault. Step into your worth, set boundaries, and create a new story. Each phase is a choice. I deserve peace. I deserve joy. I deserve me. Healing doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, and every step you take back is your victory. The woman you're meant to be, she doesn't hide behind strength. She embodies it. She doesn't chase validation. She knows her value. She no longer fears her voice. She uses it to empower others. This woman doesn't live in her past. She builds her future on truth, healing, and self-love. She realizes she's not alone in this journey. She's surrounded by sisters who are healing too. You're not what happened to you. You are who you decide to become. But no woman heals in isolation. Healing is not a solo journey. It's a shared awakening. Each time one woman heals, she lights the path for another. When we come together in love, faith, and sisterhood, we rise together. That's why embracing the best you and the Healing Path Blueprint exist, to remind you that you were never meant to walk this road alone. I'd like to leave you with the words of legendary Maya Angelou, whose poem Alone reminds us of this simple truth. Lying, thinking last night how to find myself a home where water is not thirsty and bread loaf is not stone. I came upon one thing and I don't believe I'm wrong, but nobody can make it out here alone, all alone. Nobody can make it out here alone. There are some millionaires with money they can't use. Their wives run around like Bansies. Their children sing the blues. They've got expensive doctors to cure their hearts of stone. But nobody can make it out here alone, all alone. Nobody can make it out here alone. Now, if you listen closely, I'll tell you what I know. Storm clouds are gathering. The wind is going to blow. The race of man is suffering, and I can hear the moan, because nobody can make it out here alone. Okay. So I'd like to leave you with that last poem by Maya Angelou. And I'd like to tell you that it takes time, it takes concentration in order to be the best woman that you can be, or the best person that you can be. But you have to heal, because I forgot where I came from. And I didn't even remember until I started working at a battered women's shelter as the program coordinator. And I got sick. I was so full. Thank you very much. I'm Janice Cummings, and I am the founder and I'm the relationship transition expert. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, I just Franca and Anne, please, or Jasmine, please spotlight the speakers when as soon as they start speaking. We will truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Right, our next speaker, she's with Dr. Rogers, but however, we are now going to go to the breakout room. Pastor Dorothy, are you ready?
I guess I am. So,
Then take it away.
okay. So we're going to have 15 minutes in the breakout room. So as usual, we're going to tell who we are, where we coming in from, and what we do. And then I've got a really, really crazy question for you. Okay? So pay attention. And before we go into the breakout room, we're actually going to take our photo. Dr. Roger loves photos, so we want to make sure we get that done. Okay. Um, so the question is going to be, if you were a super patch with magical healing powers, what would you heal first? Would you heal people's pains, broken hearts? Would you heal the Wi-Fi connection that's not working? Would you heal the coffee pot because it's broken and you know you really need some coffee? It could be anything. I'm just giving you some examples. Would you heal the shortage at work so you wouldn't have to do so much? Tell me, what would you heal if you was a magical super patch? And of course, why would you do that thing? Okay. So I'm gonna ask Jasmine to actually do the group photo. So everyone that is if you have your cameras turned off, please turn your cameras on. And Jasmine Afori, you are welcome to start click and click.
I'm going to start clicking, but first we've got to be smiling and putting our hands up in the air. So are you ready, guys? Give me your best smile and freeze. Bear with me. Okay. Taking it. Oh, somebody's raised their hands. Oh, Dr. Lowen, have you got a question or is it just the AI?
Sorry, that's AI.
All right, okay, all right. We'll start again. Put your hands up in the air, smile. Give me your best beautiful smile so we can get some pictures. Thank you. One. Okay, I'll do one more and then I'll leave you alone. Bear with me. I'm using a different laptop, so the process is slightly longer than the usual one that I do. Okay. Okay, one more time, one more time. Smile, put your hands up in the air, give me that positive energy. We need it. Thank you. Okay.
I'll
I'll
be
leave
like
you alone now.
Roosevelt.
I'm done. Thank you.
Okay, so Jasmine, don't go into the room. Margaret, don't go into the room. And don't go into the room. I need to talk to you on the platform. So I've already set up. All you have to do is click the room. And guess what? The rooms are open. So I'll see you back in 15 minutes. We will send you some messages to let you know exactly what time to come out, okay? Are you guys seeing the rooms that are still here? Please leave the platform. Leave the platform. I only want to see Jasmine, and I want to see Margaret, and I want to see Anne. Okay, Fanka is still here. Fanka, if I don't see your face, I'm putting you in one of those back rooms. Ada, who is Ada?
Okay, Dr. Madge just joined. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to find their names so I can move them into back rooms. We're back.
Okay.
We're
Yes,
back.
Hello,
Yes.
everyone. Welcome
Hello.
back.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you. I'm going to turn it over to Anne. Anne, take it away.
Okay. Wonderful. I know everyone is excited because I know I am, because this is the day we've all been waiting for.
Yes.
And I'd like to start by asking who had the best breakout room? I'm talking energy through the roof, electric people, electric conversations. Just put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. The electronic hands up, and I will call you on. So I saw Beverly. Beverly came up first. So Beverly would go first, second Tamara, then Peggy, then Jasmine.
Hello. I had the best room. I was with Peggy, and Peggy and I have so much in common. I think that we were divinely placed in the same room. Energy through the roof. We got to know each other. She's from the UK. I'm in New Jersey. And she's building her business, doing wonderful things in the UK, helping individuals with domestic violence and women, giving them opportunity to work around the schedules with their children. And it was just the best time. The one superpower that I had that I would love for everyone to be able to heal all diseases in all the bodies. Whereas Peggy wanted to heal her mother, so we were on the same wavelength. But I
Yeah.
said, no, I want to heal all diseases so we can all live healthy lives and long lives. And that was
Oh,
our room.
great,
Thank you.
great, great.
Nice.
Thank you. And Tamara, it's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. Well, I had the best room. I really did. We have really great energy. Gail and I found out that Gail's from Tallahassee, and Jerry is a singer-songwriter. We have so many different things, and we all kind of wanted to heal the mind, and get past that. Whoever's telling the the falsehoods, we want to get past that. We want to heal people from believing those falsehoods, if that makes sense.
It
Anyway,
does.
the energy was out of this world, and I just absolutely love Alicia and Jerry. And anyway, we've all been on the same thing before.
Okay, thank you. Jasmine, your turn. Let's hear from you.
Oh, yes. So, of course, we had the best group. The energy was awesome. We had Fanta, we had Brenda and Cynthia, and we pretty much all agreed on healing the broken hearts. And our conversation kind of turned into something about overcoming adversity and kind of through the losing of parents, the loss of other things like relationships and support and things of that nature. So I really enjoyed it, and we're all connected on social media, so we can keep in touch.
Wonderful. Thank you. And since Peggy was in the same room with Beverly, I think we already have an idea. They connected. It was electric. Love, love, love everywhere. So I'm just gonna share my screen because I feel like it's important that I spotlight this very important person.
Dorothy Mae Ross,
Mm.
CEO and founder of Women Rocking Life and Porch Talk Live, worldwide midlife and beyond empowerment coach, Pastor Ross brings you 25 years of experience, mentoring, guiding, and leading others to create a life of purpose and service. Pastor Ross has parlayed her life experience as well as 33 years in the corporate arena and 25 years as a pastor to show women how to rock their life, regardless of the challenges and obstacles they have to face. She is an international speaker, best-selling author, and coach who is passionate and skilled at showing women how to rediscover their real purpose by illuminating their gifts and abilities so that they can live a more meaningful life and rekindle the joy and prosperity they deserve. Dorothy's life purpose is to assist you in achieving a joyful, uncluttered, and satisfying, fulfilled life, living the good life that you deserve.
Thank you. And all the way to you, Pastor Dorothy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, you're gonna have to send that to me. Dr. Rogers was grilling me yesterday on what she wants me to learn to say about myself. So she said it all. So all I have to do is just copy it down. So you got to send that to me. So what
Definitely.
I'm going to be doing is actually calling the next speakers. The next set of speakers that I call, each speaker has 7 minutes. Okay, you can watch the timer, and or you can set your own timer right before you get started. What I want you to do is when your name is called, before you start speaking, I want you to say, I am so glad to be here. And just pause for a second so Ann can take your picture. I'm so glad to be here. And that would be our next speaker, Joyce Smith. So come on up, come to the stage. Did she get back yet?
Yes, yes, yes. I did not
Lord,
leave. I'm
yes.
so glad to be here. And I didn't go anywhere because I am hungry, but I have certainly enjoyed it, this Power Packed platform today. I am going to speak to you on why commitment is important. Why commitment is important. And
Hold
I
on
don't
a second so she can take your picture. Pause for a second.
Smile, please. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And I don't see the timer. I saw it for the other speakers. Can
It's
you
up.
not see it?
No, it's
Okay,
up.
okay. I don't see it, so I guess you'll have to tell me. 7 minutes. I'm going to get started.
Mhm.
Skip. But why is commitment important? And first of all, commitment is not a small thing. It's the quiet power behind our daily routines and our biggest dreams. It turns maybe someday into starting today. What is commitment? The Cambridge Dictionary says commitment is a promise or firm decision to do something. Merriam-Webster defines commitment as an agreement or pledge to do something in the future. What does commitment do? Commitment helps you reach your personal goals. Imagine you've got your sights on a goal. Now sprinkle on the magic dust called commitment and watch as your goal moves toward reality. Commitment gives you that gentle shove on the back that keeps you moving forward, especially on days when motivation is playing hide and seek. Commitment nudges you to put in the effort consistently, which adds up and gets you closer to where you want to be. Commitment is a must for working well with others. When you're part of a team, commitment becomes your shared language. It's how you all know that every member is putting their best foot forward. When we commit to each other, we create a reliable and powerful team dynamic that can be relied upon for work or play. When you commit, you're not settling for good enough, you're chasing even better. This approach to improvement is essential as it pushes you to constantly refine your skills, as we heard some speakers talk about today, and take your work from good to great. Also, having a committed mindset encourages you not to shy away from feedback, but to seek it actively. Commitment helps you grow. Think of commitment as the soil in which personal growth takes root. By committing to learning and improving, you're planting the seeds for a future version of yourself that's more skilled, knowledgeable, and experienced. It is commitment that gets you up early for that morning run. It keeps you up late when working on a project. Commitment helps develop expertise. Have you ever admired someone incredibly good at what they do? That level of expertise almost always comes down to commitment. Learning and growing in any skill requires persistence. The more you commit to honing your craft, the more adept you become. This doesn't just apply to physical or technical skills, it's just as valid for interpersonal and cognitive abilities. Commitment, it keeps you going when things get tough. Commitment is the resilience you tap into when challenges arise. Instead of giving up when things become difficult, commitment reminds you why you started and gives you the strength to continue. It's the resolve that fuels persistence, and that persistence, it is often what separates successful outcomes from unfinished endeavors. Commitment also makes sure you do honest work. Commitment and honesty go hand in hand. When you're committed to your work, doing it honestly becomes a natural part of the process. You are invested in producing quality work that you can stand behind. This isn't just about avoiding shortcuts or easy fixes. It's about pride in your work and the reputation that comes with it. Commitment teaches you to think long term in a world that often prioritizes immediate results. And I believe one of the speakers talked about that earlier. Commitment orients you toward long-term thinking. It's about understanding that significant accomplishments takes time and that endurance is just as important as speed. Long-term thinking driven by commitment also involves preparing for future challenges and planning for sustainability. This mindset ensures your actions today contribute to a robust foundation for future generations. Commitment opens up new chances for you. Commitment is like a key that opens doors to opportunities that might remain closed. When you're fully committed to a task, goal, or even a relationship, you signal to others that you take things seriously and see them through. This dedication doesn't go unnoticed. It often leads to new chances for advancement, learning, or collaboration that weren't available before. And I'm not sure of the time. Commitment helps you deal with not knowing what's next. And we all want to know what's going to happen on tomorrow when God is the only one that knows what's going to happen. But commitment helps us deal with not knowing what's next. Committing to a direction or purpose means that you have a guide to help you make decisions, even in the face of uncertainty. It doesn't remove the unknown, but gives you the confidence to face it, knowing that you're building towards your vision with every step, no matter how small. Commitment provides a sense of finishing what you start. Seeing something through from start to finish really boosts how you feel about yourself. It's like when you take on a project and stick with it, even if it gets hard or difficult. This is what commitment is all about. Not just beginning things, but making sure you complete them. When you make a habit of finishing what you start, no matter how small, it all adds up to make you feel capable and strong. Commitment makes you feel more fulfilled. Thank you, ladies. And all of this adds up to a better you. I enjoyed being here.
That is great. Thank you so much for that. Because commitment definitely is important for us. Well, our next speaker is Cynthia Moe. Is Cynthia in the house?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Well, we are so welcome to have you here.
I am glad to be here.
Pause. Okay, I think Ann's got your picture.
Hi, I am Cynthia Moye. I am known as Cent Moye. And I want to talk about delay does not mean denied. And sometimes detours are necessary.
Wow.
Can you imagine having everything that your heart desires, but your mindset and your heart is in the wrong place? Think about it. You have the house, you have the cars, you even have the financial blessings from working your 9 to 5 daily. And then one day, everything hits you at one time. In the beginning, you notice you lose a parent during one holiday season. Then you lose a sibling the next holiday season. And after that, the house that used to be your peace and sanctuary, you lose that too. One day, you're on your way to work and your car blows up on the freeway. And you look back and you say, my God. I said all that to say, sometimes tests turn into testimony. And sometimes delay is preparing you for the next level. See, the delay is not the end of your story. It's simply God's getting your attention so you can focus on the next. Oftentimes, I always used to question, Lord, why me? Why me? But it wasn't until my heart healed and my mindset shift that I said, not why me, Lord, but thank you while I'm going through so I can give my testimony. See, oftentimes we forget the source of our connection. And sometimes that source needs to be reset because the reset and the connection allows you to heal from within and understand peace with everything. See, those were obstacles that I had to face. So I can tell you firsthand, I know that God is in the blessing business. You might look at me and say, you said that? You've been through all of that? Yes, ma'am. Because I had to learn to not let my faith waver. And all those detours was simply setting me up for my next phase of my life. You never know what a person goes through until you've been there. So don't confuse your delay or your detour that was necessary to take you to the next level. But in the midst of you dealing with your detour and your delay, it's God's simple way of getting your attention because something is broken that needs to be fixed. And I want to share with you, in the midst of you going through whatever you're going through, renew your strength like an eagle. Isaiah 40:31 is a reference. So you got to trust in his word, knowing that everything works together in your good. Go to Romans 8:28. Keep your eyes on the prize. Look at Hebrews 12:2. I said that to say your blessing is on the way. So don't give up and don't give in. But remember, in the midst of every trial and tribulation you face, it's simply a testimony. And you never know what your testimony might do for the next person. Don't ever question God's work because sometimes it's necessary. How can you be rebuilt if you haven't been broken down? So in the midst, whatever you're going through, that's going to prepare you for the next phase of your life. Don't let your faith waver. Praise him through it all. And I guarantee you, the reward is on its way. It's on its way. Trust me. I believe it and I received it because everything I lost in my Job season, God granted it back to me in tenfold and better than I ever been before. A healed heart is peace because peace is the real bag. Y'all be blessed and thank you for allowing me to share my testimony. Be blessed. I can be reached on all social media platforms as Saint Moyer.
That was really fantastic because it is so true. Delay does not mean design. There's, that God doesn't want it to happen. And just the idea that sometimes we are delayed from something, we'll drive up if we're driving, and we'll find out because we were delayed, we missed an accident or we missed being in traffic a long time. So that was wonderful. So we have another speaker coming up for you. Now you may hear some noise in the background because they're doing a fire drill. It's not for real, it's just, they're doing the drill. So our next speaker is Michelle Clarkson here.
No.
She's not here.
Okay,
She's not here.
well, then that means that we got to bring up the handsome Roosevelt Williams, and we are so thankful to have him to join us today. Roosevelt.
Okay, here we go. I am glad to be here. Unmute. Hold on. All right. I am glad to be here.
Smile one more time, please.
I am glad to be here.
Fantastic. Thank you. All right. I got it.
My journey is from despair to purpose. There was a time in my life when I didn't feel whole. I was showing up for everybody else, but I was losing myself in the process. Have you ever been there? You smile for the crowd, but cry when the lights go out. You keep moving, but deep down, you're running on empty. See, despair doesn't always look like tears. Sometimes it looks like pretending. Pretending you're fine when your soul is tired. But here's what I learned. Despair isn't the end of your story. Despair is the doorway to purpose. That's if you let it be. It's up to you. I remember waking up one day and realizing I didn't even recognize the person in the mirror. You have the titles, you have the responsibilities, you have the goals, but what good is it with no peace? Yeah, my life looked full on the outside, but I was empty on the inside. I was surviving, not living, functioning, not feeling. I lost my spark. And when you lose your spark, life feels heavy. But it's in that dark place that something started to shift. Because when life strips everything away, it shows you what's real. You find out what's inside of you when there's nothing left to hold on to but faith. But I realized something. I couldn't keep waiting for someone else to save me. Nobody was coming to rescue me from my pain. I have to rescue myself. I had to choose to get up. I had to choose to heal. That's when I started asking different questions. Not why me, but what now? Not why did this happen, but what can I learn from it? Every setback was preparing me for a comeback. And it's the same thing with you on your journey, ladies and gentlemen. Every disappointment was developing discipline. Every loss was leading me to my lesson. Purpose didn't show up when everything was perfect. Purpose showed up when I was broken, but willing to rebuild. Some of you right now are in that space where you feel unseen, unworthy, or stuck. But let me tell you something. When you're going through, it's not your final chapter. What you're going through is not your final chapter. You are not disqualified. You're pre-qualified because of your past. You are being prepared for what's next. You were built to rise. You were built to shine. You were built to overcome. The pain you're producing today is strength you'll need tomorrow. Remember that. Don't despise the process. Embrace it. Hug it. Because your purpose is on the other side of your perseverance. And in closing, so if you're in a season of despair, don't give up. Look within. Reconnect with your creator. I say it again. Reconnect with your creator. Reconnect with yourself. Your purpose isn't lost. It's been waiting on you to remember who you are. So from despair to purpose, that's not just my story, it's your story too. And it starts the moment you decide to rise. I am Roosevelt Williams, your mindset coach and gold mic influencer. And my information will be in the chat. Let's go, family. Peace and love.
Thank you so much, Roosevelt.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah,
Thank you.
let's give Roosevelt some love. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, wait a minute. Where the mic at? I didn't see the yellow mic, you know.
Oh, hold up, hold up,
I
hold
didn't
up,
see the
hold up.
yellow mic. We need a picture with the yellow mic, okay? You know, that is just signature. Um, we are isn't it strange that we're basically all on the same road together? We're basically all talking about the same things, and it just lines up so nicely, you know. And if we take what Lady Joe said and we connect it all together, look, we can tear up something, you know. We are so much stronger together than we are apart, okay? So look, let's support, let's connect, let's get it together. Anne, can you take a picture of Roosevelt with his yellow mic?
Go, Mike.
Yeah, the gold mic. I gotta get one of them, okay? Okay. All right. Thank you, Roosevelt, so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay. So our next speaker, Shamisha Cauldron. I'm not sure if Shamisha is here.
Hey, I'm here.
You
I
are here.
Hey,
Okay.
Could you
Your
come on camera?
presence is so welcome. We can't
thank
wait
you.
to hear what your message. All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Okay, as you're spotlighting, you come to the platform, remember to say, I am glad to be here, and
I
pause.
am on the camera, but I don't see myself. I don't know why.
Have you got a light shining in front of you, Michelle? Or if you go into your settings, do you have I have a green screen ticked.
Okay,
Sumish.
Shamisha, we're going to come back to you. We're going to
Okay.
let you work on to see if you can get yourself back on the platform where we can actually see you. If not, we're going to do whatever we need to do when we come back, okay? If it's just
Alrighty.
audio, that will be fine, okay?
Okay.
All
Sure.
right, so our next speaker up is Tamara Patrick. Is Tamara here?
Tamara is here. Yes.
Okay, we are those thrilled to have you, girlfriend. So,
I'm so thrilled to be here. Thank you, Shalib. I am thrilled to be here. Anyway, my my topic is about forgiveness.
are you
And
gonna pause so we can get one of those
oh
beautiful
yes, I'm
photographs of
sorry.
you? You know, give me your really girlfriend. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All righty.
Okay. My name is Tamara Patrick, and I'm a transformational life coach. I am a 17-year Army veteran. I am a realtor, interior designer. I've done it all, it seems like. Anyway, I want to talk to you about forgiveness because forgiveness is something that's so important because, you know, I think a lot of us have been through so much trauma. And I think, especially as coaches, I think most of us have been through trauma. So we want to teach others to forgive. Well, you know, it's so hard to forgive, especially when somebody that hurt you has died or gone, and you don't know how to get rid of that forgiveness. Well, the best thing to do is write it all down. And, my friend, Dr. Luana Parker, she always talking about journaling. And I agree with her. You have to journal. You have to be able to write it down and really get things out of your mind. The more you get it out of your mind, the better you are. And the more that you get it out of your mind, we tend to just be better. And I know for a fact that, I've made so many life decisions based on the unforgiveness that I had, because I took it inside of me and I didn't like myself because I couldn't forgive everybody else. The thing is once I let go of that forgiveness and once I started forgiving people, I started feeling better. I started feeling energizing. I was sitting in church and I heard this song, Nobody by Casting Crowns. And that song says that you're a nobody. But in that moment that I heard that song, I heard God tell me, you're not a nobody, you're a vessel. And your scars and your faith and your being has to be put out there. And the only way you can do that is to forgive. Forgive those people that hurt you. I'm not saying forget about it. I'm just saying forgive. And once you forgive, you can start living that life and your mindset changes. And then all of a sudden, when people tell you to take a picture, you're like, oh, okay. But, you have to learn that I've had to learn my own self. I've had to learn that forgiveness is something that it has to happen. And I have to tell you that the hardest person I've had to forgive is me. And the reason that it's so hard to forgive me is because I'm the one that made those decisions. It didn't matter what happened in my past. I made those decisions. And if I didn't make those decisions, a lot of the things that happened to me in my life wouldn't have happened. But I'm the reason that a lot of those happened. And I blamed everybody else for it. I blamed my mom. I blamed my stepdad. I blamed my sisters. And, really honestly, guess who it was? It was me. And once I learned that it's okay, that those things, God still loves me no matter what. And I know now I have a purpose. My purpose is written down. God told me exactly what it was. And I'm not kidding you. That day, that simple truth changed me. That truth changed my whole life. I had just finished my second associate's degree as an interior designer. And God said, oh no, that's not what you're going to do. I said, okay. So I had to really look inside of me and say, okay, all that forgiveness, I have to come up with it just so that I can be better. And every day now I look to be better every day than I was yesterday. I take that next step and I say, okay, whatever happened yesterday, let's let it go and go on with the next day. And every day you have to do that. And it's all about, just like Pastor Ross said, we have to, it's all about how we see things. And all of us are kind of the same way. We're all talking about mindset and changing how we think and how we feel, and even elevating your visibility. That, that right there is true. You have to elevate your visibility because that's the way you're going to get better. So anyway, in closing, all I can tell you is forgiveness is key in my book. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm telling you right now, forgiveness is key. And, I'm a firm believer that I shouldn't have to tell somebody else how to be. So I try not to tell other people how to be, but I'm going to tell you, you have to forgive. You have to forgive the past. You have to forgive You know, you have to forgive the day-to-day things that we do that we might see as wrong. But God has forgiven you, and you have to learn to forgive yourself. And it says, I'm not sure what the chapter is, but I'm telling you that in the Bible, it says you have to forgive to be forgiven. So, in closing, y'all make sure you forgive and have a good day. I am Tamara Patrick, and I am a transformational life coach.
Thank you so much, Tamara. Yeah, you're so right. I learned a long time ago that when you hold on to forgiveness, my pastor told me it's like taking poison and expecting the other person to die. I
Yes.
don't want me, you know what? I'm always looking for the blessing, always looking for the blessing. And because of that, I know that holding on to unforgiveness, jealousy, and being prideful, you know, but you just don't know what they did to me. You don't know what they said to me. I don't know if I'll ever. Well, you know what? You keep on with that mess, okay? And don't be jealous when God decides that He's going to bless me, okay? We're both believing for the same thing. We're both praying for the same thing. But because you're hindering that jealousy, that envy, that hurt, that pain, you're holding on to that, okay? Guess what? God is going to pass you up until you decide to make a difference. That's all I'm going to say about it. I'm like Dr. Rogers, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. So our next our next speaker is Gail Dixon. Gail, welcome to the platform.
I am so happy to be here today.
Thank you, Gail. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. So today I want to talk a little bit about the language of leadership. I don't know if you all have noticed, but people who are true leaders talk a little differently than others. They have a language, a way that they frame and phrase things that is all their own. And I want to say that it is partially in the language that they engage the followers who want to pay attention to them. Great leaders don't just inform, they inspire people. And they don't just manage, they motivate. Language is a powerful tool to build trust, encourage growth, and facilitate a spirit of excellence. So here are 5 things I'm going to share with you that should be a regular part of your vocabulary if you want to be a leader that others want to follow. Number 1, I believe in you. Confidence is contagious. When leaders express their belief in their team members, they cultivate self-assurance and drive. And just a simple, I believe in you, I know you can do it, can sometimes push somebody to take on a new challenge, to step up into leadership themselves, or to overcome the self-doubt that's holding them back. Great leaders recognize potential before it fully develops and take an active role in pushing that development forward. The next is, how can I help? You know, we talk a lot about leadership not being a solo project. Leadership isn't about giving orders, it's really about serving others. And when you as a leader ask, how can I help? You shift the focus from control to collaboration. How can I help creates an open door for communication. It allows others to know that you're invested in them and it removes obstacles that might be hindering success for the team. How can I help? Fosters a culture where people feel comfortable seeking guidance rather than struggling in silence. Here's a big one, and you all know it, and I've heard it said a lot this morning. Thank you. Gratitude is one of the most powerful yet underrated tools in leadership. People really want to be seen and appreciated and valued, and a genuine thank you goes a long way in saying that and showing that, whether it's recognizing hard work, acknowledging a small contribution, or celebrating a major achievement. Leaders who consistently express gratitude create a more engaged and motivated team. And when a team is motivated, they tend toward success. Unmotivated people rarely produce successful results. The next, what do you think? Successful leaders don't just give directions, and they don't believe that they have all the answers. The wisdom is in the team. And so successful leaders seek input. Asking, what do you think, invites diverse perspectives, brings ideas that might otherwise be hidden to the table, and it empowers the team to take ownership of the work. If their ideas are on the table, they have an investment in seeing the ideas come to fruition. Leaders who listen before they make decisions create stronger teams and better solutions. The next, we're in this together. Leadership is all about unity. A great leader doesn't stand above or apart from their team. They stand with them. They share purpose and they share accountability. It reminds everybody that success is not just an individual effort, but a collective one. Whether facing challenges or celebrating victories, this phrase builds camaraderie and connection and fosters resilience. Think about leaders that you have loved to follow. Think about the leader who's leading this event today and tomorrow, Dr. Patricia Rogers. How many times have you heard her say, we're in this together. People need people. You've heard her frequently say thank you. You've heard her ask for input. That creates a leader worth following. So being in it together is really important. The words we use shape the culture we create in our teams, in our organizations, in our families, and in our networks. And the language that you use as a leader sets the tone. It establishes your influence and your credibility. And when you use these 5 phrases, you create an environment where people feel empowered, valued, and inspired to do their best work. Leadership isn't just about what you say, it's about how you make others feel. And the language you use helps you not only lead with confidence, but also with impact. I have 10 more seconds, but what do you think? Have I told you what you want to know about being a great leader?
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much, Gail, for that. Thank you so much. Well, we're moving on. We're moving on. And our next speaker is Margaret Thorley, Dr. Margaret Thorley. And then we're supposed to be going into another breakout room with a fantastic question. And then we're going to finish everything up. So, Dr. Margaret Thorley, what you got for us, girlfriend?
Thank you so much. I am very happy to be here. Thank you, Pastor Dorothy. What I'm going to speak to you about is about elevate your visibility through storytelling. Stories start very small sometimes, but they grew into something powerful. Why storytelling really matter? Stories, it helps to build and connect you with other people. Your story is your unique selling point. Your story connects you with other business owner similar to you. Your story elevates you and your visibility and your influence. For me, I grew up in a children's home. So imagine, very young, you have to start defend for yourself. I remember making decisions at a very early age. And those decisions that I made govern me today. They're still in operation. And three of them, one, not to start, not to join any prostitution, not to take drugs, and definitely not peer pressure. And I remember walking in the home, my face is like a stone because I had to put that armor up to protect myself and to be committed until these decisions. And when finally I kind of left the children's home and wondering, what am I going to do? I went into work and became a qualified beautician. I'm not a makeup person, but I had one thing that I really love, a red lipstick. Because I felt if I wear a red lipstick, it brightens my face. It makes me smile more. But then I realized actually the red lipstick represents the pain that I was carrying inside of me. But guess what? It kickstarted my business. At the age of 21, started my own business. At the age of 22, I was coming in the US buying cosmetics for women of color because back in the UK, we just didn't have it back there at the time. And then I got challenged by one of our clients, customers. It says, you know, Black people do not go to bars, for us it's called pubs, or restaurant and drink. I looked at this person. You got the wrong person, because not only do I go to pubs and bar, I go to raves, I go to parties. And guess what? I went on to buy a pub, to own a pub, just to prove this person, yes, we do go to restaurants. But in 2022, I lost all my businesses. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I lost all my businesses and I had to start all over again. And that was difficult. Went back to college, passed my exams, becoming a business coach and a mentor, got a job, worked for 8 years as a business coach, working with single fathers, lone parents, and 50 plus. Then I found myself being made redundant after 8 years. I was very comfortable where I was. I felt good where I was. But then God had another plan for me. And then I find out. I heard the voice of God says, well, Start your own business. What? Business? I've got no money. The voice repeated, start your own business. I went on to set up a business, which is called Hope and Restoration, which is a non-profitable organization where we have trained 1,700 people. This is literally trained into business, into employment. But 2023, we refocus our business where we work with single fathers. And one of them, after telling my story from growing up in a home, he walked up to me and says, I've never met anybody who grew up in a children's home. I grew up in a children's home, and I've got stage 4 cancer, and I want to tell my story. And I smiled and said, you are in the right place. Let's start working on telling your story, your journey, how you overcoming cancer and setting up your own business. And I'm really happy to say this gentleman got booked at an all men's resort and start his journey. So for me, I'm incredibly passionate working with single fathers. I know a lot of people look to me, you're a woman. Oh, of course, I forgot I'm a woman. But men need support. They need engagement. They need our input. So therefore, we work solely now for single father, inspiring them, motivating them to become the best fathers that they can be, and above all, to be the kings that they have been designed by God to be. And so currently, we run a speaking where they've share their stories, share their thoughts, how they're feeling. So we've got a platform which is called the Father Talk Show, where I interview just men, so that way they can share their story and feel comfortable. However, if you ever wish to want to join any of our programs, you've got a story to tell, you want to inspire our men, do let us know, because we would love to interview you. And I want to take this time to say, do join us, Kings and Queen, in a conversation, 21st century. So again, if you want to speak to us, please do join us. But I love you all, and I love single fathers. Let's inspire them and motivate them. Thank you so much for hearing. God bless.
Thank you so much for that. I love that. And the reason why I love what you do is because I'm surrounded by men. I've got 3 sons. I've got 8 grandsons, and they're all grown, okay? And when they have issues or what have you, and they're calling me, uh, whether you know it or not, I'm looking at online at some of the events that you have, the little short speeches and what have you. And I'm actually learning from those so that I'm not just giving my input, but I'm giving the input of other women and what other men are actually out there saying. So thank you so much for all that you do. So we're going to go into a short breakout again for 15 minutes, and then we're going to finish up with our speakers. So this time, I'm going to give you a something. If you want to write it down, you can, so you can remember it. If you could instantly download one new skill from Heaven's App Store, what would it be and why? Once again, if you could instantly download one new skill from Heaven's App Store, what would it be and why? So I'm going to set you up to go into the rooms. I want to, you may even be in the same room with the same people, but it doesn't matter because the question is totally different, okay? So let's see here. Give me a second, recreate. And the rooms are open. Please go into your room and select it. Margaret, I won't see it on my side, but do you see it?
Yes, it's on.
Okay.
People are connecting now.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, it's on. So the rooms, yeah.
I know the staff won't go into the rooms, but everybody else should go into
the
rooms. Yeah, absolutely. Now, if Ann and Jasmine, if you want to go in, I can just tell me, and y'all just see you later.
Sandra. Okay, we got a few people. One. Okay, you're
Okay.
number one, because one thing I would say, an empty bag cannot pick a full bag. So you are the full bag. So they're the empty ones cannot pick you up, but you can later on go and pick them up.
All
So
righty.
thank you. So put that out the way.
I want to welcome everyone back. And I'm going to call on 3 people. You have 1 minute and tell me only about the question. That's it. Okay. I'm going to choose Lady Joe. I'm going to choose Dr. Lawana Parker. And I'm going to choose Inspired to Heal with Jeanette. So, Lady Joe, what did they talk about
Okay.
from the question? What are they
Okay.
downloading from heaven?
We had the best breakout session since I didn't talk on the first one. We had the best this time and the last time. So in my room, I was in the room with Jasmine, Nikki, and someone else that did not open their line. I'm looking for the name. I forgot the name. But Jasmine, Nikki, and I had a wonderful discussion, and she suggested that we're going to download a faith app from heaven. If we could download a faith app, and I'm like, is that a skill? And my mind is on technology, but she carried me another way. I said, well, I don't know what's on Dr. Ross's mind, but she said faith. I said, I'll buy that, because then we said, well, if we could download faith, because you do teach people to believe, so it's a skill, then you would never give up. You would never faint. You would never grow weary. We said you will always be hopeful and expectant of a positive solution. You will be joyful and you would lead a peaceful life, but because you would walk around with that cliche that says, this too shall pass, because of your faith in Jesus Christ.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, our next team speaker. What are you guys downloading in your breakout room?
Which one did you call on?
You.
Well, I guess since I opened my mouth, it'll be me.
Yeah.
It was interesting. We had one person who thought it would be good to download foreshadowing, so they would be aware of things that were to come and to take place. Another would download apps that would help them be more visibility,
Oh,
be
okay.
more out there. And we had one. I kind of missed what it was, but I think she wanted to have more faith in the world, more understanding, and mine was to be a better storyteller so that I could affect people in a positive way. And so it was interesting. And then, of course, because we had so much time, we went into talking about some other things as well. And I really like how each person seemed to want to be a better individual, and they wanted to help others as well, to be able to just be better people.
People. Okay. That's good. That's good. I like that. I like that. And then our third speaker, group speaker.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Well, in our group, we had three interesting things. The first thing I suggested what the app would be, it's an app for understanding. And another app suggestion was acceptance. And another suggestion was in our group was how to be able to read someone's minds. The third app would have been understanding as well. So we all agreed that in order to help someone move past whatever it is, our first topic was the young lady was talking about how to accept people who has passed away. She felt like the people who were doing the work in their life passed away premature, and she wanted to be able to ask the question to the Lord, well, why are these people get a chance? You take the good people, believe the. And so she was saying that if she could understand that, her life would be a lot better. She still wouldn't have to deal with a lot of things she's dealing with. And I said acceptance because a lot of times it's hard to accept anything, especially a death or loss. So I would ask God for understanding so I can move past whatever it is, which is my mission and my purpose, how He would want us to live and move in this earth to help others. And secondly, the lady talked about was how to read people's minds right then so she can get right to the solution and ask the Lord how to help those folks. So after that, we was able to engage. We welcomed one of our new members. We also was thankful to Dr. Rogers for giving us this platform. And the gentleman, he was telling us about his journey of coming here, and we all congratulated him. But at the end of the day, we all agreed that these four things was the most important things to help us help people in their lives. So
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to move on so we can finish up with all of our speakers. And I'm going to ask, is Shamisha, are you ready?
Hey, Dr. Ross, thank you so much. And apologies for the earlier technical glitch.
No, you're good.
All right, so let me say I'm glad to be here.
Sorry, start that again. Start that again, please. Yeah.
I'm glad to be here.
Fantastic. Smile, please. Wonderful. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Before I start, I want to say a very big thanks to Dr. Rose, to Dr. Pat, to everybody in here. It's a beautiful platform, a lot of energy, and I'm just enjoying the vibe. Thank you very much. And today I'm going to present in front of you about the power of self-talk. My topic is all about how our self-talk can help us being a friend in the positive way and not our enemy. Okay, so let me begin with this. Let's say, for example, if you spoke to your friends the way you sometimes speak to yourself, would you still be friends? Just give it a thought. Every day, thousands of thoughts keep running in our minds, right? Like some keeps cheering us, saying, you've got this girl, you've got this boy, whereas the other one just whispers saying, you are not enough. So there is a voice inside you, and that is the self-talk. And it is very powerful. Trust me, it is super powerful. This self-talk is not just the background noise, it's the soundtrack that shapes your beliefs, your confidence, and your destiny. So to understand more about self-talk, let me just tell you that self-talk is simply the conversation that we have with ourselves. It's our internal dialogue, right? And when we speak to ourselves, it's usually said that we speak at least 1,000 words per minute. And just imagine if it is 1,000 words per minute, it means that there are 1,000 tiny sentences that you're forming, and that shapes us, how we feel, how we decide, right? And how we act. So the self-talk can be our best friend as well as our worst enemy. Because self-talk, if it's positive, it's going to build resilience in you. For example, if you say, I can handle this, I have done difficult things before. And again, the same way if you say a negative self-talk, okay, that's going to drain you. It keeps murmuring, saying, you're going to fail again. And what's the twist here? You see that both voices are you, but one version. The positive self-talk helps you move forward. The other one drains you. So when you say that self-talk becomes an enemy, let's just explore that area, okay? Let's be honest. We all have an inner critic, and our voice keeps comparing, judging, and magnifying every mistake that we do. We are like, you're too late, you're not enough, you're not smart enough, or others are doing better. That inner critic in us. But to an extent, that actually helps us protect us from embarrassment, from failure, from risk. It guards us. And that's good. But if that inner critic protection turns into paralysis, that becomes a poison. And we shouldn't get there. So you should think like self-talk as a mirror. Self-talk is like more like a mirror. You keep standing in front of a mirror, and if that's a distorted one, you'll start believing that's who you are. And we don't want that. So self-talk should be something like, let's say go for a positive side of it. I can do this. This is tough, but I'll find a way. I messed up again. It's okay. I learned something important from that. I'm not good enough. I'm growing. And it's okay. And the growth takes time. So when you talk to yourself like a friend, like you have to deal with yourself softer, you build emotional safety inside your own mind. You need to stop having that constant validation, because your inner voice becomes your strongest ally. Trust me. You need to stop having that constant validation, and that can be only built by positive self-talk. Like neuroscience gives 3 simple ways to do that. You have to catch that critic, basically the self-awareness. That's step 1. Self-awareness of yourself. And then you challenge the lie. If you have a question, ask it. Just keep asking yourself, is this thought true? Or is it just loud? You have the answer, change the script. Make it more empowering. Replace your negative words with positive. Trust me, the affirmations work. Even if you don't fully believe it, start doing it. You will see the difference. Because remember, repetition rewires. Every kind word, every positive word to yourself is like a gym rep for your mind. And that's really wonderful. So today I invite all of you to ask yourself, is self-talk a friend cheering you on, or is it an enemy holding you back? Because the words you whisper to yourself in silence becomes a story you live out loud. And here's the beautiful part there. Yeah, let me tell you this as well. You have the power to rewrite that story anytime you choose. There is no nice, sweet time there. Anytime you just rewire it, you rewrite it. So the next time your inner critic says you can't, take a breath and reply, watch me. So with that, once again, thank you, everyone. I'm Sumisha, and I'm an executive coach by day, as well as I do my cybersec professional. So if anybody wants to reach out to me, my brand is Isha. I'll put my details right in the chat, and you can reach out to me. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you. Shamisha, where are you coming in from?
I'm from the East Coast, New Jersey.
Okay, alrighty. I didn't hear that. That's why I'm asking. So we are now going to call to the platform. Is Raul here?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, I'm here. Can you hear me?
You are up, love. You are up.
Wow, I just wanted to say, as we're about to start the last speakers, I think it's Alicia. That was amazing because it was mind-blowing, and I just wanted to follow in with it. So if you want to start the clock, I can go ahead.
Hey, Rahul, before we start, I'd like you to smile for me so I can take a picture of you.
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm done. Thank you.
Okay, where do I see the clock? It was there all the time. Oh, there you go. Hello,
Anyone
everyone.
that has their mic open, please mute yourself. Please mute yourself.
I'm just going to
You there?
check and then mute everyone.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, Rahul.
And start the clock again for Rahul, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome,
Oh,
Rahul.
Thank you all. Thank you so much, Margaret. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, every one of you, for being here. Like, I'm looking through, I'm on my phone for the first time doing a Zoom in a long time, and I have to scroll through to see the beautiful smiles on the faces. You all know I'm no stranger to Dr. Pat's events. I'm Rahul K. Maharaj. I'm part of our amazing #1 bestseller, and I just love what I'm hearing today. You know what I mean? Uh, life is like this, and I see it like this. Do you know, without having schizophrenia or without having a split personality? Yeah, I know I say raw and Mr. Trauma Talks and stuff like that, but the guy that I see in the mirror, sometimes I could see the guy that they used to say that was ugly. I could see the guy with the messed up face, or the guy who had a bad voice. So sometimes, if you don't listen, as she rightfully said, if you don't listen to that inner voice, that the one that started loving you and understanding you, you would continue to hear those voices. You see, and it all comes down to part of the thing of letting go from the past. The things that happen, the baggages that we carry along, we have to let that go. It's all part of my talk tomorrow, but let's give you a little break in it here. Is many people hold these things in their mind because where are we carrying it? We're not carrying it on our shoulders. Trauma, if you go for a massage by a masseuse and they touch you someplace, you might scream out, ah! You might think it's just your muscles sore, but would you believe it could be trauma stored into certain parts of your body? And this is the things that when I say, if you do not let go, if you do not forgive, if you do not allow yourself to forget during those moments, it is carried with you. During the book, I know I was going through so much amazing stories, like my girl Margaret there. I would have never known this strong, beautiful woman went through such an ordeal, and how she took herself. And you have to understand yourself, love yourself enough to be able to pull yourself through that, because she could have stood. I mean, I don't have to repeat the story because many of you should have read it. And she pulled herself through. It's the same with many of us. If you go through life not accepting who you are here for, which is yourself, and the main purpose you're here for, you will forget. And by forgetting, you will allow these things to hold you back in life. You know how many people would take forever to finish a degree? We're not talking financially. We're not talking about different things. It's because of the traumas, because of the situations in their life, or even the ones that hold them back and pull them back down to know, what are you doing? Why are you studying psychology, Rahul? Come on, you have a computer degree. Doesn't it work for you? But this is where I am today, Mr. Trauma Talks. I love learning about human behavior. I love understanding the human nature. Like when I see Dr. Luana Parker, I am like, oh my God, how does she do it? How did she do it? But I understand. Just recently, I'm telling someone that's very close to me, I don't even understand. Supposed to start saying, I stop pulling myself out of the mud and start pulling myself from under the rubble, because that's how tough every day happens. I'm sure every single one of you here, every one of you on today, I want to thank you for coming together here, because at the end of the day, every single thing that you say, every single thing that you share, you help someone else. And one of the things that I think is, Alicia, if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, please forgive me. I just got in and we had a really crazy morning. We were supposed to catch a flight at 6:30, and we just got here. The flight left like around, I think, 10:30 or something like that. But one of the things I would leave you with here today is to connect with what she said is, always remember, you can, you shall, you will. And if you could put that together nicely for yourself, you will be able to pull that and pull yourself through anything. Because knowing and believing that I can, I shall, I will, you will be able to do it. And remember, those of you, just because I will leave you with this tomorrow again. But before I leave you today, remember this: the day you feel down and out because your phone internet is not working, because your lights went out, because you couldn't catch the bus on time, because your outfit got a rip on it, remember, there once was a man who had the blues because he had no shoes. Down the street, he met a man who had no feet. Just like every one of you, we want something from life. We actually work for it. It doesn't happen in time. And when it takes time, I want you to remember what is meant for you shall never pass you by. And what passes you by was never meant for you. You guys can find me, Mr. Trauma Talks com, Mr. Trauma Talks on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere you can find me, Mr. Trauma Talks. And this is Rahul K. Maharaj. I'm in the book with the story, which I will continue with tomorrow. The longest rope has an end. And to all of you, thank you for having me at Dr. Pat. I'm in my room waiting to come downstairs to see you. And Gail, Margaret, Tamara, all of you, rise here, just waiting on all the rest of you, just to give you guys a hug and let's have an amazing time in Atlanta. Thank you all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. At this point, I am going to turn the platform over to Margaret. Dr. Margaret, take it away.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ross. Thank you. Really appreciate you. And Rahul, welcome. We're glad that you made it. All right. Come on, let's just shake some hands. It's been a journey. Come on, how you feeling? Wow, that's it. That's it. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Okay, now let's get our next speaker, Sandra. Sandra Noble, are you here? Sandra? I saw Sandra Noble
I
earlier.
thought she was here, but she dropped off.
Oh, she's here. She's here.
Oh, she came back. Okay.
Okay, welcome, Sandra.
Yeah, I didn't unmute. I'm saying, yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
And I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. Take it away, Sandra.
Sorry, Sandra. One more time. Please smile. Thank you. Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
So you're a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, she said. To me, Sandra Noble, transformational life coach, enlightened spiritual being. How dare she? I was stunned. Have you ever been blindsided by somebody's assessment of you? The real question is, what is your assessment of yourself? My topic is take off the mask, become unstoppable. And I'm going to talk about something that successful people quietly wrestle with. It's called imposter syndrome. And since it's October, we'll start here. Imagine being at a Halloween party. You show up in costume and everyone's trying to guess who you are. It's fun because it's temporary. But what happens when the mask never comes off? That's what living with imposter syndrome feels like. Pretending, hiding, waiting to be found off, out. The party's over. You show up in the boardroom or the classroom or on Zoom with confidence and a smile, but inside a voice whispers, what if they find out I'm not as good as they think? Who am I to lead, to coach, to charge that much, to dream that big? The inner critic, the voice that says you're not enough, isn't your enemy. It's a signal. So let's unmask this together with 3 powerful truths. So truth number 1, feeling like a fraud is a sign you're growing. Imposter feelings don't show up because you're broken. They show up because you're becoming more. Every time you step into something new, launching a new program, raising your prices, speaking on a stage, your nervous system shouts, warning, you've never done that before. But that's not danger, it's growth. Every time Everyone is an imposter the first time they do something. They aren't frauds, they're power pioneers. Reframe it. You're not an imposter, you're blazing new trails. Feeling uncomfortable doesn't mean stop, it means you're right on time. Truth number 2, your brain is your biggest competitor. Train it to work for you. My accuser I mentioned at the beginning was fearful because she thought I was a competitor. Most people think their competitor is out there, the person with more clients, more credentials, more charisma. But the real competitor is in between your ears. Your brain remembers every criticism, every rejection or failure, and replays it on autopilot, keeping you playing small. You can't delete the memories, but you can retrain your brain. Have it remember the good and your successes. So, one thing you can do is notice what you're noticing. When the thought comes up, I'm not enough, see it for what it is. It's just a thought, not truth. Take a breath, slow down your nervous system, ground yourself in the present moment, and choose a new identity. Instead of saying, I'm not ready, say, I'm learning, I'm leading, I'm becoming. And then take action, because action is the only way to build real confidence. You don't think your way into belief, you act your way into it. Truth number 3, confidence comes from remembering who you are. Imposter syndrome comes up because you've forgotten the magnificence you were born with. When you doubt your value, take time to write down all your wins, big or small. The client you helped, the project you nailed, the time you spoke up when it scared you. Seeing those victories in black and white reminds you that you've earned your place in the room. Next, set achievable goals so you can have small wins. And that sets up momentum. Maybe it's reaching out to a new prospect, launching a workshop, or sharing your story online. Each steps out of your comfort zone builds evidence that you're capable, and that's how unstoppable confidence is created. So, yes, people might judge you, some won't understand you or your vision. It's okay. Rejection won't kill you. But remember, you are whole, perfect, and complete, and you have gifts that the world needs. So, the unstoppable shift, you're not an imposter. Remember, you're expanding. Your brain isn't the boss, you are, and your confidence grows every time you take brave, aligned action. So be the pioneer, take off the mask, because the world doesn't need another polished performance. It needs your authentic power. And so to help you start, I've created a free imposter syndrome workshop, your step-by-step guide to unmasking self-doubt and connecting with your unstoppable self. So you can email me at sales@nobleadvantage.com, and I'll send you a link to grab that. And also, for a few people, first 5 people who downloaded, you also can receive a Dream Jumpstart Strategy session with me, a $300 value, but it's completely free to you. We identify what's holding you back in the strategy session, clarify your next step, and ignite the confidence to go for your dreams. So the only one who can stop you is you. So whatever you do, take off the mask, step into your brilliance, become unstoppable. And I am Sandra Noble, a transformational life coach in the Atlanta, Georgia area.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sandra. That is a beautiful message. Thank you. Appreciate it. Please put your contact details in the chat. Okay. So, right, we're going to move along to our next speaker, Peggy.
Oh, hi, Margaret. Hi, Margaret. Thank you so much. It's good to be here.
Thank you.
Okay. I hope she got that. So I will proceed. Yeah, so today my topic is on the needed change. And I will begin by just sharing with you a little bit about myself. So on the 21st of August 2017, I did something extraordinary. And for anybody who dreads change, they will regard my action as the most imprudent thing any woman could ever do. But as far as I'm concerned, that was the best move and the best decision that I ever made. You may be asking, what did I do? So on that fateful day, I mustered the courage to walk out of my marriage of 14 years, which unfortunately had turned emotionally abusive. And like I always ask, was my partner a bad person? Was I a bad person? And I don't think so. But unfortunately, sometimes in life, when we make certain decisions or choices, we suffer the consequences. And one of the things that made me to remain in that environment was because I couldn't dare make a change. I was so scared. And just like many of us, we don't like change. In fact, we can resist change at all costs, whether changing our jobs, changing our career, changing relationship, changing our daily habits, or even mindset. We don't like it at all. And everybody has got their unique reasons why they don't like change. So today we are talking about entrepreneurs living the dream. And I don't know about you, I've been so inspired today by the previous speakers who've heard so many nuggets, right? Empowering messages. But one thing I just want to ask everyone here today is, what is your dream? And how far are you willing to change to be able to achieve that dream? So you see, when my marriage broke down and I walked out of that environment, I thought that was the end of my life, because those whom I trusted, those whom I relied on, they made me to believe that I was a failure. I lost my confidence as a good mother. I lost my confidence as a good wife. I even lost my confidence as an aspiring entrepreneur. From a very young age, I've always dreamed of owning a business. In fact, owning businesses that, transform society or transform our community from heart. But my limiting mindset and my imposter syndrome, talking about that fear of success and the fear of, or that fear, that thought, that voice of not being enough, it kept me in my comfort zone for too long. But at that point, I was a single mom with 3 children to feed. I couldn't work. Everything was just going on in my head. I was going through depression. My children were depressed as well. I got up one day and I said to myself, you know what? I need to do something. I need to change, if not for my sake, but for the sake of my children. I wanted to rewrite my story, and I also wanted to live my dream. I said to myself that day, I said, Peggy, this is enough. You've had enough. I've had enough of letting people treat me like trash. I've had enough of giving away my voice. I've had enough of settling in my comfort zone. Enough of not believing in myself and my abilities. Enough of letting people's opinion to rule me. Enough of not even finding and living my purpose. And enough of not living my dream. So my zeal to change actually pushed me into embracing my growth and my empowerment process. I had to learn what I did not know. I had to teach myself what my parents did not even teach me. And in the process of that, I found my purpose. And guess what? That purpose today has become my anchor. And that purpose is just to help survivors of domestic abuse, to help them to heal, to rebuild their life, and to become confident and resilient parents. And I do that in 2 ways. Through Arise and Thrive Academy, I help survivors of abuse to find their voice. I help them to build their self-esteem and their confidence. And when they are ready to work, the second part that I do, I recruit them through Passionate Cleaners. Passionate Cleaners was set up for these women because I heard a lot of them told me that, Peggy, I want to work, but I don't know how to. I want to go to work, but I've got kids. I don't have childcare. And so I set up this business so that we can rotate around these women. We can find them job to work around their children. And by so doing, we give them financial freedom. we put food on their table, we give them a sense of purpose, and we prevent them from sexually being abused by the abuser. So in that way, I would say my purpose gives me the joy that money cannot buy, actually. And I will confidently say that I am living my dream. Now, if I did not accept change, take responsibility for my life, and focus on building myself, I wouldn't have been where I am today. And so just like looking at you entrepreneurs, I just want to say, no matter the challenges that we're going through right now in our life, we have the choice. You have the choice to either sweep it under the carpet or bring it up to the surface, look at it in the eyes and say, enough is enough. Right? Because in life, we just need to learn to accept change and adapt to change. That is the way we can move forward. Otherwise, we can come here today, hear all this motivational speaking, hear all of these things, then we go back home, nothing happens. We need to do something. We need to change. And don't be scared to start all over again. So in conclusion, I always say, if you can choose to see the gain in your pain, you can turn that pain into gain. And you can live your dream again. Thank you. I'm Peggy Barre. I'm a survivor empowerment coach, and you can find me. I will put my details in the link below and we can connect. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Peggy. That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Now we move on to our next speaker, Annette Cameron. Annette Cameron, come on down. Are you in the platform?
I am here. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. It's a wonderful opportunity. I am local to the Atlanta area, so I want to first thank you all for traveling in to make this wonderful event Dr. P has put together for us, and thank you all for having me. I'm glad everyone had safe travels, although some delayed, but safe travels nonetheless. I am going to be fairly quick. I just want to express something. And the reason I'm going to be quick is because you guys have been hearing it throughout the day already. So what I want to talk about is fuel for your rocket. This fuel is called premium resilience. So ladies and gentlemen, coaches, dreamers, entrepreneurs, and builders of tomorrow, because that's who we are, let me remind you of something very powerful. Your life is your rocket, but what you put into it determines how far and how fast you're going to fly. So let's think about it for a moment. When you fill your body and your mind with garbage, junk food, toxic conversations, negative talk, which we've heard some of today, mindless scrolling, distractions such as social media, the side effects show up everywhere. You're going to feel sluggish. Your energy drops. I call it low E. Your energy drops. Your focus disappears and you focus on trivial things instead of your goals. Suddenly your dreams just don't feel urgent anymore. And you tell yourself, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'm going to reset. But tomorrow never comes. The reset never happens. And your passion just goes because now you're stuck in this cycle of procrastination, self-doubt, and all those things we heard about today. So you stall out at the stop sign on the way to living your best life. But here's the truth. Rockets are not meant to sit still. They are built to launch and soar. And if you want to accelerate into the best version of yourself, then you've got to fuel your rocket, your body, your mind with nourishment. You got to fuel your mind with knowledge that you can use to go further. So once you filled yourself with the things that you need, true nourishment in the form of food and knowledge, and then you're strengthened, your focus comes back. So when you eat foods that drain you of your energy, when you absorb things that are negative and contradictory to your goals, then you're going to feel weakness. You're going to feel sluggish. You're going to feel that imposter syndrome. So you want to you want to do things that will give you energy, give you life, like read books that stretch your imagination or your thinking. Listen to voices that lift you higher. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, like we're doing here today. That's the real fuel for your rocket. And it seems so small and trivial, but if you think about it, how much time do we spend scrolling when we should be focused? How much time do we spend watching our favorite shows when we should be focused? How much junk food do you eat in a day or week when you should be feeding your mind, body, and soul? Because when you do those things correctly, you can grind harder. You achieve laser-like focus. Your goals stay front and center. You move with unstoppable momentum and you go even further than you ever thought. You're no longer the person stuck at the stop sign. You're the one who hits the gas, breaks through barriers, and creates new possibilities for yourself and others around you. Don't let whatever your stop sign is,
What
whether
did
it
you
be
get for
doubt,
lunch? Chinese food?
whether it be doubt, fear, your past, your family, relationships, or your circumstances, don't let them hold you hostage. The world is moving, opportunities are passing, and your destiny is waiting. You don't have time to stall. You were built to move, to grow, to rise. And here's the beautiful part. When you fuel your rocket, when you push past your stop signs and step into the new version of you, the very same people who doubted you, they will have a different outlook, a different conversation with you, including yourself. Your self-doubt will go away. These people and yourself will see the transformation in you. They'll see you glow. They'll see that you have taken your rightful place, not in the shadows, not on the sidelines, but among the stars of resilience. So today I challenge you to fuel your body, fuel your mind, and fuel your spirit. Stop sitting or stalling out. Start moving. Baby steps count. Quickest way to walk a mile is to take the first step. Take your place at the top because the stars are not waiting for you, but they are ready for you to live your best life. The only thing I ask, when you do achieve your best life, never convince yourself that you have soared so high that you can't help someone else. So go fuel your rocket, be resilient, but don't forget to be a resource to someone else. I'm Arnetta Cameron of Cameron Consulting Partners and Women in Motion. I am a life coach, and I offer my services through both of my business affiliations, which would be consulting, executive coaching. I am NLP certified as well, and definitely a transformational coach on my Women in Motion side. So you'll hear more about that tomorrow. I will put my information in the chat and you can find me in the program tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Truly appreciate you. Thank you. Beautiful message. Our next speaker, Janet Bass. Is Janet Bass here?
Yes, Jeanette Bass Buckley. That would be
Thank
me.
you. Sorry about that.
Hello.
Sorry. Nice having you here.
It's wonderful, and I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Well,
sorry, Jeanette. Hold it again, please. It froze, my thing froze. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, thank you. Well, my name is Jeanette Bass Buckley. I am here. I am the founder of the No Grief Zone. This ministry was born out of my suffering of grief and loss, and wondering how was I going to make it through this loss. But oftentimes, when we find that we are dealing with grief and loss, we know that God remembers us. In Psalms 34:18, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and he saved those who are crushed in spirit. I had to remind myself of that. So the No Grief Zone was created to make a safe space for those who have experienced grief and loss, those who want to have a sense of community, because without a community and peers who feel the same way, oftentimes we feel like no one understands, no one shares our feelings, no one quite can identify with our loss or the pain that we're experiencing. So what I do with the No Grief Zone is facilitate meetings, one-on-one coaching. I provide you with tools to push past the pain into the purpose that God has created us all for. One thing we got to realize is grief goes on, but if we're grieving a loved one, the love never dies. As a matter of fact, when you have someone or something that you have lost, you also have to think about what was it that God was teaching you during those moments. I have been a social worker for many years in the in-life industry. And all of the caregivers that I've met, families, doctors, none of their titles, none of their money, none of anything that they ever had could prepare them for the caring of their dear loved one. So I oftentimes tell them, where is your faith? Who have you put your faith in? What is the Lord teaching you through this scenario? Or teaching you that you need to teach someone, because I also believe in educating others on real life situations. So this is why this platform was created, for a safe space, so people can come and feel that they don't have to grieve alone. They don't have to go through it alone. It's a faith-based organization where we make sure that the Lord is the primary source of our resources to our healing. And healing is an ongoing thing, and you can heal. I'm a believer. Having lost my mom and my dad in the same year, suddenly, I felt like my whole world had stopped. I felt like nobody understood me. I was angry. I was anxious. I was I was pretty much mad at God, and I questioned him, and I didn't understand. But through his grace and mercy and praying, getting back into churches, talking to coaches, coming from a therapeutic standpoint, me mentoring and doing all the things that I do, I've had to deal with all of that. But I'm here to tell you today that through faith, community, journaling resources, tools, and everyday positive mindset and affirmation, you can win. Because it's the purpose of God for all of us to win and continue the purpose. Like all of the people on this panel, I heard time after time again, over and over again, it's a mindset, your mindset, what you entertain, and we have to always think about the heart. We're all here of service to someone and something. We have to be connected to our source, in which case is God in my case. I pray it's all of you, our source. We have to build communities, positive communities and platforms, so we'll be able to share our gifts, our talents, not because our gifts and our talents were not just created for us, but for the world. So the No Grief Zone is here to help you if you need one-on-one virtual coaching, you need a little more personal touch. I provide personal journeys. I am too also a children's book author. I provide courses for families to teach them how to work with their adolescents, to be able to show them what that behavior looks like when they think that that child is just crying or want to be isolated from the world as a result of a loss of even their pet. Yes, we provide pet counselings as well, because a lot of times people's pets are their families. And sometimes it's often unaddressed. People think people are just not want to be themselves, or they're just playing games. But I'm here to tell you, your pets are too your family. So join us in the No Grief Zone. I provide plenty of tools, a lot of faith. We have a lot of faith. I encourage you to join our community circles, online or in person. I create workshops where you can come. It's a safe space to teach you some journaling tools. And also, we have memory things. It's also good to memorialize and give homage and tribute to your loved one. Again, whether it be a pet, whether it be a friend, but grief is not just subjective to a love of a lost one. These days, people have lost their jobs. They have even lost their self and their self-esteem. We help and we work with you with that. So again, my name is Jeanette Bass Trigo. I'm based in Miami, Florida. And please come join us at the No Grief Zone, where healing begins. So come join me so we can heal together. That's what I have today. Come see me at the workshop. It's my pleasure to be here.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. That is absolutely awesome. Thank you. Now we've got our own very speaker, special lady. Love her to bits. Now, Franca Christabella. Franca, are you here?
I'm here, Margaret. I'm here.
Come on down and tell your story.
Oh, hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Is that okay?
Your smile went away, so do it again, please, and freeze for a few seconds.
Oh,
Yeah, go on. Yeah,
okay.
thank you, Fanka. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, thank you so much. So, hi, everyone. I'm Fanka Christabel, and I'm the virtual strategist here at Unity in Service. Today, I would love to share with you all how virtual event support can help you save time, reduce stress, and scale your business faster. You will agree with me that one of the biggest challenges of every entrepreneur, coach, speaker, and more is getting consistent clients. But I think that there is one underused tool that most people do not know about, and that is virtual events. But the truth is, just the thought of hosting an event like this one we are in make many entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants to freeze. Why? Because in their minds, they are already thinking, what platform will I use? How do I get people in the room? What if something goes wrong? And the list is long. They have a list of what ifs, what ifs, what ifs, and so they give up. However, that is exactly why we are having this conversation today, because it doesn't have to feel overwhelming. You don't have to feel that way. Events are not just for big organizations. That's one misconception that I see most people that are, especially solopreneurs, make. It's not for big organizations alone. Whether you're a coach, you're an educator, you are a consultant, or you are just a small business owner, there is always a type of event that can suit your business or that can fit your business. So you can start with something as simple as a webinar to teach one powerful strategy, a workshop to transform your audience, or even a masterclass to connect and convert ideal clients. For example, Jasmine here is the founder of Jewel Digital, and she helps entrepreneurs master social media platforms. I tell you, if Jazz decides to host a masterclass that teaches entrepreneurs how to create 30 days worth of content in an hour, I bet you the room will be filled, because she has the knowledge. She has something that people are craving for, and so do you as a small business owner or that entrepreneur out there. This is because events build trust and visibility faster than any advertisement could do it. So when you have figured out what type of event, whether it's a webinar, a conference, a masterclass, a workshop, whatever it is, when you figure out what type of event you would like to host in order to scale your business, that is where virtual event support like myself now come in. Because let's face it, for example, behind every small event that you attend, just like this one we are in right now, there is someone that is handling speakers, there is someone handling breakout sessions, there is someone making sure that the chats are answered and that everything runs smoothly. even for this very event, like I earlier mentioned, think of all the reminders, think of all the messages. I guess almost everyone in this room somehow must have gotten a message on a Facebook Messenger or an email, just any kind of follow-up from either me and or any of the Unity in Service team. And that is exactly the kind of virtual support that I'm talking about. However, that is not the only thing that virtual event support can help you with in order to scale your business. There are others, like I earlier mentioned, tech management. I'm talking about breakout rooms. I'm talking about spotlighting each speaker, like we have been seeing from the start of this meeting. There is a way that a speaker engages with the audience when they are spotlighted. You're able to see the person talk, you're able to see the movement, and it kind of builds engagement and trust. I'm talking on muting, screen sharing, checking where noise is coming from, and just having everything under control so you do not have to worry. There is also speaker and guest support. Virtual event support can actually help you by onboarding your speakers or setting up your event registration platform. We do that here in Unity in Service, where we just have to set up the event page and Dr. Pat just goes in to check if everything is confirmed and it goes live. That is the kind of support I'm talking about. Then thirdly, what they can help you with is event promotion. You all, I think, have been receiving tags from the entire Unity in Service team, tagging you on all platforms from Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, and so on, whichever one you are in. That is just a way what event support can help you. You don't have to do it all alone. I mean, you can spread your wings by using virtual event support. Also, the fourth way they can help you is through chat moderation and engagement. Recently, I made a post for most people that follow me here on Facebook. I just asked a question and I was like, what is the funniest thing that has ever made you leave a Zoom meeting or a virtual meeting without completing it? And I was shocked when some people commented saying that they posted something in the chat, they were asking questions and the host did not answer them. And according to them, they felt like the host was ignoring them. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. When you host events and you have support, it is their job to do that. It can be really difficult to be hosting and at the same time you're doing all the work, you are checking the comments, you can't see everything, you can't always catch everything. The fifth one is post-event follow-up. This could be sending thank you emails, the replays, follow-up messages on the offer that you make during the event. The seat one could be taking attendance. For example, right now, as we are on this platform, I've been taking attendance of everyone that is on the platform. Why? Because at the end of the day, you do not want to send thank you emails to people that did not even show up for an event. I have experienced that and it kind of felt off to me. I registered for an event, but unfortunately I couldn't attend, but was shocked when I received a thank you email thanking me for making it to the event. And that doesn't make you look good. It doesn't look professional. So a virtual event support actually helps you to take attendance of everyone in the room so that at the end of the day, you are sending thank you emails to those that were in the room and following up with the right people so that you are in control of what you are doing. Also, let me share a few mistakes with you from I have been supporting virtual events on different types of events, from conferences to night vigils to training sessions, webinars, and so on. In the past 6 months, I have supported different types of events and also attended those that I wasn't supporting. And here are some of the mistakes that I noticed that entrepreneurs that are already hosting events make. The first on my list is only showing up when you have an event coming up. People actually notice your presence. And when I say showing up only when you have an event to promote, I mean social media. I mean, we all here are on social media, and you agree with me that social media is one of the greatest tools right now where everyone promotes their business. So you can't only show up there when you have an event, when you have something to sell. People take it as you trying to exploit them. They don't feel there is no connection. Even if your event is free, they still won't have the interest to come to that event because there is no community, there is no bonding, there is nothing. So if you're already hosting events to sell your business, try to show up as much as possible, build a community. The second one on my list is showing up for others. There is no one that is an island, I tell you. If you're considering using virtual events or what kind of events for your business, I will advise that you show up for others, because when you show up for others, there is this tendency, people feel indebted when you do things for them. So when you show up, they will actually return the favor. If you have noticed, oh, sorry about that. If you have not, I will just round up. If you have noticed, Dr. Pat actually sends me or Anne whenever she can't make it to anybody's event. That is her building strategy. That's her building connections so that those people will always come to our own events when we have anything to promote. There is more, however, my time is up. So if you need support, with your event, you can always reach out to Dr. Pad. We here at Unity in Service are ready to hold your hand so that you get the most out of your virtual event and to scale your business. It will be a great joy to serve you all. And thank you so much for coming out today to be with us, to have this wonderful moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Amazing speakers. Been brilliant, fantastic. How are we feeling? Come on, let's have a bit of energy in the room. Come on, shake your hands like you just don't care, like Dr. Pat says. So come on. Okay, what we're going to do next is that for some of you that have not had the opportunity to speak, we're going to give you a few minutes to introduce who you are and where you're from. Okay, and now I'm going to call on Anne to come on down and take over. Thank you so much.
Okay, we've had such an awesome lineup of speakers. We've all been able to learn one or two, but I want to give my accolades to Fanka. Fanka, you did so well. You did so well. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy. And yeah, let's get into it now. So like Margaret rightly said, for those of us who have not had the opportunity to speak, now is the time for you to tell us who you are, where you're zooming from, and what you do to serve humanity. Please keep in mind to make it short, make it snappy, so that all of us can have a go around. So I'm going to be calling everyone in the order that I see it from my end. And once I call your name, please step up to the podium and answer the questions.
Absolutely.
So
And I'll be doing the timing, each person 1 minute only.
Nice. So get your 60 seconds infomercials ready. The first on my list is Beverly Howard. Are you here, Beverly?
Good evening, good afternoon. I'm sure this that time at some point. My name is Beverly Howard, and I am zooming in from New Jersey. I am a public speaking coach. I have been speaking and helping speakers to get confident on stages for over 10 years, and I'm building my business, and I love the opportunity to come and listen to all of the speakers. I had a great time. I wrote down a lot of notes, and I am looking forward to connecting with each and every one on LinkedIn and wherever you are. So again, I'm Beverly Howard, zooming in from New Jersey.
Thank you, Beverly. Thank you. It's always such a pleasure to have you. The next on my list is Brenda Akan. Brenda, are you here? Yes, I see you.
Yes, I'm available.
Thank you so much, Anne, and thank you to everyone. I'm Brenda Achan from Uganda. I support Dr. Patricia Rogers and Unity in Service to do promotions for all the events that we always hold here. And I'm so glad to have you all on the platform. Apart from supporting and promoting the events, I also sometimes do work as an affiliate marketer for other companies. So in case you need support in promoting your program through virtual platforms, Brenda is always available to provide a hand, to lend a hand. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much, Brenda. The next person on my list is Arnetta Cameron. Are you here with us?
I'm here, but I did have an opportunity to speak. Thank you.
You're welcome. Next person is Shell Lamb. Are you here?
I am. My apologies about my camera. So my name is Shelly Lamb. I'm zooming in from Atlanta, Georgia, so right here. I'm a LCSW. I work at the Atlanta VA. I've worked in the homeless program, and I'm currently in suicide prevention and a program manager. I have also worked in the hospice field and also in nursing home. So will be there tomorrow. I am also a Mary Kay sales director. I just became one a year ago. So I enjoy coaching women and helping them to become their best selves, not just with makeup, but internally as well. So, and I look forward to meeting you.
Thank you so much, Shelly Lamb. Next person on my list is Dr. Lawana Parker. Is she here? Okay, I see her.
I am here. Thank you. Hi, I'm Dr. Lawana Parker. I am a speaker, published author, and I work with women, helping them to heal through the process of journaling or creative writing. As I always find it very amazing, the changes that come through people when they can put words on paper that they may not be able to say to outward to others. If you want to reach me, I will have my information in the chat. And I am very happy to say I have finally published my very first romance story. So you can support me by purchasing a copy of it today. The link will also be in the chat.
Congratulations. Thank you. Next on my list is Ifeyinwa Immaculata. Ifeyinwa, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone. Good day. I am Ifeyinwa Immaculata, a social media manager at Unity in Service. I promote the online visibility of business brands. Remember, your online visibility is my top priority. You can reach out to me if you need anyone to manage your social media. I will leave my details in the chat session. Before I forgot, I'm a Nigerian. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Next on my list is Jerry Caspel.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Caspel. I'm a singer-songwriter, a published poet, and a distinguished Toastmaster, and I serve humanity by continuing with my music on my YouTube channel that the wonderful Jasmine Ofori has been supporting me to put videos behind my songs, and it's a tremendous blessing of her support.
Can I get a smile, Jerry? Can I get a smile? Thank you. Yeah, I'm done.
Right. Thank you so much, Jerry. Next is Carlissa. Carlissa, are you here with us?
I'm here. Can you hear me? I'm here.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Hello. I am Carlissa Stansberry. I'm zooming in from Atlanta. I came here from Peoria, Illinois. And I am a creative graphic designer. I basically want to start a brand to promote your business or whatever you're doing. If you have like a summer camp or something like that, I want to use my vision, my creative vision to design you something, a shirt, t-shirt, hoodie, jacket, whatever to promote your brand. And I'll leave my information in the chat, and I look forward to connecting with anyone that needs me. Thank you.
Thank
Smile,
you so
please.
much.
Smile. Thank you.
And just so you know, Carlissa was the designer behind the pretty shirts that Margaret had on, Dorothy had on. If you followed them through the tour in Atlanta, because I know I did. It was
Thank
such a fun
you.
time. I saw statues, I saw buses, grasses, trees, everything.
Yes.
Next on my list is Lorelei Molinari.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lorelei. I'm zooming in from Pennsylvania. And most of you know me as the founder of a mental health organization. We're going strong and growing. And you're hearing a lot about AI. That is our fundraising arm. And I am so glad to see a lot of you here today. I'm really proud of all of you, but especially Anne and Baka. They started with me, and I'm so proud of Dr. Pat and this whole organization. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lorelei. Thank you. Next on my list is Sanya. Sanya, are you here? Yes, I see you. Sanya Rogers.
Oh, yes, I'm here.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Sister Annie. Thank you so much, team, for being here. Indeed, I'm so excited to be here again with you, team. I'm Sanya Rogers from Uganda, Africa. I'm a medical student and Unity and Service. I serve as an event promoter and in Geo Digital by Sister Jasmine Ofori. And to anyone who would like to promote his or her event, I'm always there. And I'm so super excited to be here with you, team. Indeed, it was an amazing day again to be here with you. Thank you so much. My friend Dorothy, Dr. Dorothy, Dr. Margaret, glory be to God. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sanya Rogers. A pleasure to have you as always. Tassama. Okay, it's your turn to shine.
Hello everyone. I'm Tassama from Cameroon, Africa. I am a virtual assistant. I support Unity in Service and Geo Digital as an event promoter. Thank you once more for having me, and enjoy yourselves at Atlanta. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And with that, we have done a round robin. I would like to say thank you personally to every single one of you who has been here and who is pushing us. So Margaret, back to you and Dorothy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, and thank you. You've been amazing, 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 and wonderful speakers. Pastor Dorothy, do you want to come down and say a closing remark? That'd be fantastic. And Anne and Jasmine, please, let's kind of celebrate and catch some amazing and wonderful pictures. Okay? Pastor Dorothy.
Are you
Thank
guys
you.
coming downstairs soon? Those that are here, just saying before before Pastor Dorothy said that. We coming downstairs to meet each other in the lobby now?
All of us that are in the hotel, yeah, we will be
Awesome.
down when this is over with.
See you guys.
Just so you know, there have been messages on WhatsApp that
You have just a few minutes before we shut everything down. And then I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. Margaret Thorey for closing remarks, and we're going to close the Zoom up.
Thank you so much for that, Pastor Dorothy. Now, the words say, respect must always be given to those who deserve it, and honor must be also be given to the person who deserve the honor. And I think every one of you in this platform truly agrees with me. We need to give a warm welcome, a well appreciation to Dr. Patricia Rogers. None of us today could have ever been in this platform if it isn't for her. Now, we are based in the UK, myself and Jasmine, and we came all over to Atlanta and we had an amazing time. But it was possible because of Dr. Patricia Rogers. And for me, I want to say to you, thank you so much, Dr. Patricia. You've been an amazing friend, coach, mentor, and a true person to know because you have your energy, your enthusiasm, motivating, pouring into people, believing into people is what brought us all together here today. Gotta be honest with you. Live in London to come over here, and it's been a privilege and a pleasure. So we want to say thank you so much. You've done amazing and wonderful work. We appreciate you. We love you. You know, we're hugging you. Thank you.
Open your
Let's just hug
mics,
it.
everyone, and let's tell Dr. Rogers thank you. Open your mics up.
Thank
Yes.
you, Dr.
Thank
Patrick.
you. We love you.
We love
Hey,
you.
Dr. Rogers.
Thank you.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Rogers.
Thank you. Can you put us
Thank
on
you,
the
Dr.
full,
Rogers.
everybody
We love
as
you.
one? Can you put us all
Yes,
together?
everyone is together as one.
Yeah, so we can take that wonderful picture. I mean, I love me and Dr. Dorothy together here, but let's all come together as one on the platform. Can you put us together?
Okay, let me see.
Got
What
us.
happened.
Can
Yeah,
I
so we can wave
interject?
a
Can I
hand.
interject for a second, please?
Of
Lady
course
Jo
you can.
wants to take a picture with the beautiful Dr. Ross. So please, if I can put you guys together, then I'll take a photo before we end on the
Okay.
platform. Is that okay?
Of
That's
course.
fine.
All right, okay. So I'll spotlight both of you.
Thank you.
They are here already.
Oh, they're already spotlighted because it's not,
Yeah.
it's on gallery view. Hold on a second. Okay. All right, so let me remove Anne from there. Why is Anne and Margaret there? It should be just. Okay, strange. Okay. Okay, let me redo this. I will go back to speaker view. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right, give me your best smile, people. Thank you. And did you want to take one on your own as well, Lady Jo?
No, that's fine. I just
Are you
noticed
sure?
that the other ladies were on with Dr. Ross, and I wanted to be on with the famous Dr. Ross. Thank you.
All right. Okay. All
That's
right.
fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gallery. Let's take you.
Okay,
Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right.
Margaret.
Put us back into gallery all together, and then we can do a big, massive wave, take a picture, and we're all kind of brilliant. Thank you so much. Now
Yeah.
let's give a massive wave and say thank you.
Thank
Dr.
you, Dr. Rogers.
Thank you, Patricia.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rogers.
Thank you, Dr. Rogers.
Blessings to everybody.
Yeah.
Blessings.
Is well. We're actually going to go downstairs for those that are still here in the
Yes.
hotel. Do not go get any food, okay?
Mhm.